Okay, well, wait. Dude, I'm so fucking sick of this. Yeah. They can only hear me. All right. Wow, that was the first time I did that. Welcome to the Opinion Planet Podcast. I'm your host, Nocam, drinking some coffee.
I am your other host, Amadeus Kyouma.
What are you drinking?
I finished my coffee drink, and now I am drinking nothing.
I'm the other one here. GymBagBob. I have water.
That's very good. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we take you on a true crime thriller.
I really don't
Delving.
like whatever it is.
You can really
Into the
see who
mind.
brings the energy and who brings the logic to this true crime podcast. Let's get started.
I'm the one that sets the serious tone.
Yeah, I'm the
right?
one who sets
This
the
guy
fun
was
tone,
a
all right?
madman. He was a madman, a psychopath, a
DB
killer.
Cooper,
a
all he did was
thief.
steal some money and jump out of a plane. All right. You know?
But, like,
I know quite a few
it's-
people have done that. You know what I'm saying?
the insanity that this man possessed in order to do such a brazen act.
I mean, I think it was, because wasn't it like the dead of winter? And like,
It was November 24th,
it was the day
1971.
before, it was it's the night before Christmas. DB Cooper was sitting on a plane. Our reviewer dropped as soon as I said that. That was funny.
I think they like my more serious and somber voice discussing this gripping true crime thriller. All right, I'll stop. Yeah, folks, we're back. We had a very interesting week. Not really. It's been Thanksgiving. Hope all you fucks are thankful for all the good
Yeah.
shit in your life. We're here to take it away from you, one step at a time.
How was your weekend? Let's start it off.
It was good.
It's
It wasn't
good.
bad. My girlfriend's grandmother had some pretty funny racist moments. Like, I'm not sure if I sent you this video, but it was saying, like, at Thanksgiving, out conservative, your conservative family. And one of the things was that, like, yeah, you can be okay with immigration, but they have to learn how to speak the language. Her grandmother verbatim said that, yeah, they should speak English. It should be their only language. And her response to, like, show them was that next time she hears people speaking a different language, she's just going to start speaking in Norwegian to herself.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but
Wait, she speaks Norwegian?
A little bit, not much. She mostly knows swear words.
Did she, or like, she was born in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
But does she not understand who her ancestors are?
I don't think she gets
Oh,
it. No, because her issue isn't just like immigrants, it's just people of different color.
yeah, it's pretty consistent at least.
Yeah. She just doesn't think anyone that isn't white belongs in America.
At the end of the day,
much.
thank God for consistent racists.
It's consistent at
Yeah.
least. I should play a Hitler speech around
Stupid.
if he resonates with it, man. No, that was I don't know if I'd say the highlight of Thanksgiving, but it fits the stereotype. Nothing new in the Midwest family bunch. You got the racist grandmother. I don't know. It was pretty uneventful. Thanksgiving went. I won the board game overall.
I just want to
The
say thank you,
casino
Tracy,
Yahtzee.
for calling me, saying that my voice sounds hot. I appreciate that.
No, did he deliberately say Nocam's voice sounds hot?
He did actually.
I'm fact checking
Yeah,
you right
someone's
now.
not playing their part. Someone has the fucking transcript already in front of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever,
see?
dude. This is
Someone's getting jealous. He knew what buttons to press. All right, sorry. As you were saying,
I don't know. It went Thanksgiving. I'm not super thankful. I mean, I guess I am, but I'm not like overfilled with thankfulness about my life. It just kind of is.
Okay.
I don't know. I had a good time though.
Yeah.
How about you, Molly? How was your Thanksgiving? What were your
I mean, you
takes
had the
on
same
it?
Thanksgiving. I mean,
It's the same Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but like, how was
yeah.
your
What's your
experience? I
perspective?
had to introduce as the sole white woman of your family.
Um, it was like every other Thanksgiving with my family. Um, that just, you know what? My sister was actually on time this year, so
Oh
props to
yeah, I
that.
forgot that was
She's
like
always like an hour
that's
late.
like a big thing. That's like a common thing in like a lot
Yeah.
of families. There's always that one person that's like late as fuck, and then like they kind of like play around with it. Like, bro, it's not funny that you don't have punctuation.
I mean, for a while there, we had to like tell her like an hour before, like give her an hour before we were actually going to eat and stuff to be like, yeah, this is the time we want you here, so she could get there on time. But she was still like an hour late, even with that time. So
Yeah.
It's interesting now that she's pregnant, she can manage her time better.
she also had 2 dogs this time.
That's
Well,
interesting.
women have period. Women's have a period, and whenever they do, they have to change their schedule.
Is this true, Molly? Can you confirm?
You feel like your
Yeah.
time is more freed up when you don't have periods. This is starting to sound
Sure.
sexist. This is a sexist podcast. This is no camp.
Look, we
This
all
is
know.
the
Look, we all know periods aren't real, so let's just cut
yeah.
the
It's got the
bullshit.
bull.
All right,
It's
this is
just
true.
it's just an excuse. It's an excuse to get
Yeah,
angry
next
once a
time.
month.
You will be kicked out if you do. I don't like that word. All right, that word just
What word?
free to lead. All right, I'm not a. I don't. All right, we're getting off track. I don't want this to be the. This isn't fucking
Yeah.
talk
How
show.
does it
Um,
feel? Does it feel like offensive when someone says like, "What are you on the rag?"
I've never had someone say that to me. I think I genuinely don't know what I would do
Pepper spray them.
if
No
someone said
words.
I got her sister pepper spray, so she can do
It's
that
pretty
now.
cool. Tracy, your message was retracted. I'd not do that. But YouTube does not believe in freedom of speech. Sorry, as you were saying.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Your Thanksgiving.
Oh, my Thanksgiving. It was a nice day to have off. It's always fun being able to not work.
Yeah, you guys both got 4 days off, right?
I got 5 days
Nice.
off.
Technically, I worked today, but I've been feeling like absolute shit the past few days, so I only worked half a
I won't
day.
even showed up, but I mean that's good.
Oh no, those are the benefits of your job, Molly. You can only show up for a half a day, and then they won't really complain about it.
Yeah. So how does it feel? You got like
Since
kind of like a taste of like a long weekend, what you can get in my organization, and we get those like
I
consistently,
mean,
quite a few times throughout the year.
that that still isn't enough of an offset to like really reel me
I
into your
think
line of work, but
all you need to do is take a trip down to the Mankato Mall.
I've been there.
Yeah, I have a guy I want you to talk to.
Huh. What?
Huh?
Retard. I mean, sorry, I'm not supposed to say that anymore. Yeah, Molly, you still wanna got more insight from your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, anything else happen or
You know what? No, Black Friday was the real holiday for me, so
how'd that go?
it was fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What does fine mean?
It was busy as fuck.
Wait, it was busy at a
And
thrift store on a Black Friday?
no, I wasn't working, I was
Oh, okay.
shopping. Yeah. My mom, sister, and I went out shopping for the day.
I mean, I understood it when I was younger because it seemed like it was you know, a more like you got better deals. Or maybe they were just better at,
Yeah.
manipulating my young mind. But I just feel like it has like
Young kids
lost the meaning,
better.
or like the deals just have gotten
It
shittier.
has. I mean, yeah, they're not as good. I think we looked into this like last
Yeah, we
Black
did.
Friday, but trying to find actual like definitive proof that the deals were better. I don't remember what we came to, but I'm just gonna go with the headcanon that yes, deals were better. But it
Yeah.
was only on Black Friday itself that the deals were going. Now they have Black Friday weekend sales and
They have
shit,
too
so
many.
it's
Yeah, there's just too many like Black Friday.
yeah.
They start their Black Friday
Yeah,
sales
like
earlier, like a week in
yeah,
advance.
Amazon has it's
Yeah.
like Black Friday is a fucking holiday week. So the whole week
Yeah.
is about shopping, and then it's Black Friday, and then you got Cyber Monday. The Black
Well, that way
Friday
you can
day.
get more money. Because if you extend the sale throughout a week and you make it slightly less, they're like, oh, well, that sale is still open. I might as well spend more
Or
money.
it's somebody like, oh, the
It's,
deal's still going on, because some people could be like, ah, I'm not gonna get paid, so I'm not gonna have money for that day. The whole point of Cyber
I
Monday
mean, I
was supposed to be Black Friday in the cyber world.
Yeah.
but yeah, Cyber Monday isn't
It's
real anymore. I still shop on Black Friday just because, like, it's Christmas shopping for me. And if a Christmas gift is on sale, and I mean, even if it's only marginally on sale, I'm still gonna fucking get it. So the fact
still
that
better
it's,
than paying
Yeah.
full price.
yeah, even if it is stupid, it's only like $5 or $10 off. It's fucking stupid, but it's something.
Yeah. Um.
I really think it would have been cool to have been born in like the early 90s. I think that's how you would have gotten like the peak life experience, honestly.
I think that's weird.
No
I
internet
really don't think
before
so.
you're a kid.
Because they're still alive
Really?
nowadays, and today sucks.
Yeah, but like at least your childhood you could enjoy a couple more things like before it got phased out.
I mean, I enjoyed my childhood. It was okay.
I mean, I did too,
I
but
did.
like I'm not saying I didn't enjoy my childhood, right? It's kind of hard to not enjoy it unless it's a really fucked childhood, but like it would have been interesting to grow up with no internet, no idea of what that is. I mean, granted, I didn't know really up until I was like 6 or 7, but I would have been able to witness 9/11 in person.
Yeah, I don't think that's something you would have wanted
Why
to.
would that doesn't make any sense? You said being born in the 90s.
Well,
Well, like you're 11
yes,
experiencing
like
9/11?
yeah, that would have been like, oh shit, that's a formative moment
No,
right there.
I think it would have been more interesting like as an adult. Because you could still see some 90s bands, and then no, I could still go to a George Carlin fucking comedy show.
Yeah. So you would have wanted to have been born in like early to
No,
mid
but it would have been
80s.
interesting if I did.
So that's what you want. Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
I
I kind
don't
of get a
I don't
feel.
like those
Yeah.
people who are like, "Oh, I would have been better off
So
if I
you
was
were
born in
born
the
in the wrong
1560s." No, you wouldn't have. Sure, maybe you would have adapted a little bit, but life sucks ass.
I would have been fine. Anytime past the 40s, I
Dude,
think I could
just
have
be
been
happy
fine.
for what time period you're in right now. This is fucking cyberpunk dystopian future.
It is kind of
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, it is kind of cool.
We're seeing the transition and creation of a lot of new laws and wars and, you know,
No one's ever gone through
yeah.
war before like we have. Um, I don't know where that came from. Um, no, I mean the other cool thing about living in the current day and age is we get to learn more about ancient history. So let's just fucking talk about it. DB
Yeah.
Cooper. It's it's kind of an interesting thing. There was a great
Oh,
YouTube
really?
video that I
Yeah,
saw.
that must be related to my Thanksgiving because nobody asked.
Keep forgetting that you're a person and not just like a chatbot designed to keep Molly and I talking. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanks.
What the fuck?
Fucking
You
asshole.
do that to him all the time. How do you like?
You have zero object permanence. If you don't see someone, you just don't think they exist. Less
Yeah,
less
pretty much.
intelligence than a 3-year-old. All right.
Thank you, chatbot.
It's your Thanksgiving, Jason.
It was good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, just did it with a bunch of coworkers. I drank. Somebody offered me Zins, and I said no, like a good boy. And
Good boy.
I'm not calling you that.
I never told anyone to. Oh, yeah, it was good. Consistently keeping my diet pretty good. I felt like
Yeah.
shit. I eventually got something what I can presume to be what they call smoker's flu because like I cut off nicotine like cold turkey, and then I progressively got like this feeling of sickness that just like got intensified until yesterday, which was the worst. And then today wasn't as bad. My gas has gone down as well significantly. So this is like after like a week. It took me
That's
a
weird.
while,
Never experienced that.
but I mean, again, I would
You
still say I
experienced
refuse to believe that like Zens don't hit harder than fucking vaping.
It depends. Well, from what Jason and I researched, what Jason was taking was a 6 milligram Zyn. AI Gemini said that one 6 milligram Zyn is equivalent to smoking 3 packs of cigarettes. That's 60
But
cigarettes.
I mean, I did that like 5 or 6 times a day consistently. And I also wasn't drinking a lot of water with that because I didn't want to spit. I didn't want to swallow the fucking contents of it. So I think that kind of just made it worse. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I got that. Whether maybe your immune system is somehow like less compromised or some shit, or maybe it is more intensified or intense to consume that much Zins over, smoking, vape or vaping, whatever the fuck, smoking vapor. But yeah, that was that. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just continuing my shit, and yeah, we can talk about it later. But like our future plans, was also discussed just yesterday. So I think that's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes next week if I'm able to get the ball
Yeah,
rolling. Probably not next week, but if I can,
yeah,
why the fuck
we can
not?
talk about that a little later. But for the moment,
Otherwise, yeah. So back to the whole reason why this episode has the name that it has. We have finally caught DB Cooper.
okay.
Not
Do
really.
we do we want to
I think we're still
want
doing
to throw our caller in here? Since we're done introducing
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm sure he has something interesting to say or not, but yeah, we can
Yeah.
throw him in. All right, folks.
Welcome Miyamoto to the
Welcome.
Opinion Planet podcast number 22. I'm your host Nocam.
Make your voice known. Make your voice heard. Speak from the heart, brother.
Brother.
I must have been behind. You guys were talking about Nocam's Thanksgiving since nobody asked.
Oh shit. Yeah, I was just talking about like
I think it was.
Zins and smokers flu and stuff like that. But
I am ashamed of you for being a better person.
thank you.
Anyways,
Perez offered me a fucking can of it, and I was like, nah. Oh, it was it was so
he is the
tempting.
pinnacle of peer
Yeah.
pressure for some things. But I did find it slightly interesting that he kind of got defensive after you called him out.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Anyways, my Thanksgiving was not too bad. I went and saw my grandpa and his wife. She's not technically my grandma, but I call her my grandma.
Nice.
And then on the way back, I went and did the most respectable American thing that a man can do on a Black Friday. I purchased a firearm.
What'd you purchase?
I bought a handgun. I made a mention of that in the chat. It is a think what you want. I bought a Taurus.
Okay.
It is a GX4, and it is the Step up from the base model, it has a
Okay.
rail for a laser sight, and then
Yeah.
some other stuff.
I
Obviously, as a
like
man
the
of my ethnicity, I have to put a switch on it.
trigger.
So,
Did you
anyways,
3D print the
Is that
Switch, or do you have like a Connect on that?
no. I just wanted something that was a little bit more compact. The
Yeah,
issue is my hands are bigger, so I need something with a full size grip but a subcompact slide.
this seems like it would fit that. Yeah.
It was a good fit. And I mentioned it. I am completely surprised at how lackadaisically they went about the paperwork for the handgun. So it's essentially that. Mine, the only difference is mine's the GX4 carry. So where it's smooth underneath the slide in front of the trigger guard, it has a rail there, and then the magazine's just a little bit larger and has a slight angle on the front of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's essentially what I bought.
I just didn't know switches were legal.
$300. They're not.
$300
$300.
and Switches aren't illegal.
They are illegal.
Oh,
I was gonna say that doesn't make any sense.
They absolutely are illegal.
Yeah, I was gonna say that that doesn't make sense if they're legal. That way.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're not fun. I mean, I
that's
would.
great. I mean, your state is like a Republican state, so I mean, I'm not surprised that
You would be surprised. We almost flipped.
Yeah. Well,
According to what I've heard over here, we almost
so
flipped.
let's see.
I didn't look at it. Let me look.
Did you
Just
talk
kidding.
politics at all? this
Somebody had
Thanksgiving?
lied.
Yeah, somebody lied to you, bro.
The only thing that was, yeah, I'm looking at this and it was
66.9 and 30.4.
Yeah,
I think
somebody lied. Very, very bad.
every state and every county shifted right, aside from one county in fucking.
I mean, you'll see that with a
Massive
lot of
Georgia.
like states though, and then like if you go to fucking
Yeah.
Oh, what's the best example for this?
Oklahoma.
Fucking Nevada, Utah, maybe. It's like a big chunk of it, like most of it is fucking Republitard.
Actually, they're not entirely wrong on that flipping thing. It was kind of close. Really? Because I would say in Ada County, probably houses. I want to say it's definitely most of our population.
Dude, I just don't believe it because like your capital
is in Ada County.
I mean,
and if you look at it, it was 53-43. And then for some reason they voted 2.8% for somebody else.
Yeah,
the
I think it's
largest county in our state is Canyon, and that one wasn't even close. But that's to be expected.
Dude, if you look at all the big cities in Texas, all of them are blue. So that's why I was surprised to see it.
So typically large cities will go blue.
But Boise doesn't.
They didn't, but they were close.
Was Boise a big city?
In the state,
It's
yes.
the biggest one in the state.
Okay.
So yes, but by everyone else's standards, no. It's not very large.
Yeah, it's about the size of our hometown. Well, my hometown. Not really. It's a bit bigger. I've been there once when I was a kid, but
it's yeah. I would have stopped and seen your state. However, it was about 6 hours out of the way, so
yeah.
had a hard pass on that one.
Hmm.
First road trip across the country wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about
We
that.
did it in
I've only done like half of it.
3 days. 3 days. Because we wanted to sleep at night,
Yeah.
so we drive for about 12 to 13 hours and then stop for the day.
What was your favorite part? Which had What state had the best scenery in your opinion?
It's insane. Every state looked like shit.
Well, I mean,
Really?
yeah, because you're taking the flattest of land, probably.
But it's off the interstate, so I don't think that really
Yeah,
counts.
that was kind of my point.
Everything looks like shit off the interstate.
I mean, except for like Virginia or like
I think
West Virginia.
Virginia looked. I think West Virginia looks better than Virginia does.
At least on the interstate.
I was about to say, of all the states we went through, I probably liked West Virginia the most.
Yeah, I'm looking at just like the standard Google Maps route, and yeah, West Virginia would probably be the only state that would be.
I mean,
fun to go
that's
through.
pretty much what I said.
Ohio, we went through at night, so we didn't really see
I mean,
much.
there isn't really much to see.
Wyoming would
Well,
be. No.
Wyoming, no. So you come down. I can't remember the mountain, but when you get into Wyoming, you come down this mountain, and it snows at the top. For us, we got whited out on the way down the mountain, so we ended up going anyways because I'm not trying to get stuck there.
Yeah.
You got to get ahead of those things, and I'm sure you guys know that pretty well. You get a lot of snow over there.
Yeah.
I'd rather drive through some pretty bad snow than drive through impossible snow, and especially where there's a lot of accidents on that highway.
Yeah.
Especially through Wyoming, and the wind's really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm surprised my car made it. To be honest, I wasn't.
What car do you have?
It's a 2006 Kia Sportage.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you made it, so that's good.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise for sure.
Yeah, you're back home.
Temporarily. How does it feel to be in the purgatory again until you go back to work?
It honestly is a little uncomfortable, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, because all you're thinking.
I came back at a bad time.
Oh, really?
It's Thanksgiving,
yeah.
and everybody fights.
Some would say that's a good time.
Problems.
You get to.
Good fight.
Everybody fights, and they want me to pick sides, and I'm like, I don't know why my opinion matters. I don't give a fuck about any of that because you guys started some fight before I even got there. Shit, and I don't understand why you expect me to finish it. But whatever. So I said, keep me out of it. And they were like, we want to know what you think. I was like, I sat down. Me being the Nocam knows this. Me being the real what's the word?
The YN that you are.
Friendly worded guy that I am. I sat down at the Thanksgiving table, and they're still arguing and bitching. And I said, I looked at both of the sides of the people that were. I can't even remember what they were arguing about. If somebody in the family was upset that about the election, right?
Yeah.
Acting like getting upset about it was going to change anything. But they were getting upset about it, and I sat down and I told both the sides to shut the fuck up. I said I didn't drive all the way over here to listen to you guys bitch. And then they got upset at me. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, no, that's fine. I was like, I could have sat in North Carolina until I left to go to Guam, but I chose to come over here despite I had to pay $1,800 extra to fly out of here. And that's not including the price of gas to get here, which I had to fill up 12 times to get here, by the way. Gas, food, hotels on the way here, and then it's $1,800 for the flight so I can fly out of here, as opposed to having my job pay for it out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them that because I wasn't going to hold that over their head. I just, in the back of my mind, I was like, this is what I'm paying this much to see, is this shit.
I mean, there's that, and I think the other half of me, I just don't understand arguments. You know you're not going to change the guy's mind, especially if you're sitting there yelling at him, calling him a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you fill me in, dipshit? Why should Trump want? Or why should a fucking Kamala want? They're not going to want to, like, change your mind after you say that. Now they're just on defense.
Like you're sitting here arguing over a man, right? The person that's arguing about this is a person that has taken L's their entire life.
Okay.
And in presidential elections alone, this man is 2-1, right?
3-0.
Three, I guess, if you want to look at it that way.
What do you mean 3
But
and 1?
this
3-0.
3 and okay.
this
Okay.
individual, depending on how you look at it.
No, it's not depending on how you look at it. It's 2 and 1.
No, it depends on how you look at it.
It's 2 and 1.
He kept votes from going to different places that they could have went. That's a big part of it. But anyways, right? Regardless of that fact, I don't understand why you think Thanksgiving dinner is the perfect time to voice that opinion. This is, by this point, the election is old news in society's eyes.
Yeah.
That stuff moves fast, If you're still holding on to that, it's like you need to wake up to reality. You getting upset about it isn't gonna. He's not gonna go, oh, this one person in Mountain Home, Idaho, gives a fuck. I'm gonna step down.
He already lost. Fucking the election's long over. Unless you're starting like your own little sleeper cell or like cult, I don't think you're really gonna change anything. Right. And even then, we've seen like instances of that where they've been snuffed out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of am disappointed that there wasn't like a massive. Molly's family doesn't like. I think they're all kind of politically in agreement, so there's not like much discussion, unless I want to be like the one person that instigates. But that's not like.
But why would you? You voted the same as them.
Yeah, but like I could have said different. Like I could have said I wanted Biden to win. He's done being president when I say he's fucking done.
Okay, so I'm a little different. I've never really either I didn't give a shit, or I've never like seen my family like just spark up an argument. Like how do they start like talking about? Oh yeah, that's how the election should have went, huh? How do they get from nothing to that?
No, believe it or not, this individual, like, regardless of what her political views are, she is an individual. She's my sister-in-law, right? She's one of them, right? Then I put up with her to a certain degree because she's part of the family.
Yeah.
That being said, she is the type of person that will walk through the door knowing the audience she's walking into, and that's exactly what she'll act like. She's like, yeah, well, the election's fucking garbage.
Can you imagine like, oh, that was some good stuffing, good job. Yeah, well, the election.
It's not. She doesn't even wait. She was on site as soon as she came through the threshold of that house.
Jesus Christ. The door frame.
It was like it was a 3.5 hour drive from her house to where we had our Thanksgiving meal. She had 3.5 hours to get over that.
Okay.
And she used the 3.5 hours to amp herself up to get flamed.
She's probably listening to white girl music the whole way there too, getting hyped up, giving all the scenarios.
My brother was sitting there just staring at his cranberries and just kind of pushing them around, because he's like, yeah, I married her, but she's kind of fucking crazy. So. Sister-in-law.
Okay.
Okay.
If I said sister,
I heard sister, but I kind of like put 2 and 2 together. I guess that was a good save on his end.
I have an issue with like confusing brothers and sisters and boyfriends and girlfriends. It's a known thing with me.
It is, yeah.
But did she win the argument though?
No. And it's not like my family's not open to having a discussion or disagreement.
Yeah.
She will never win an argument just solely based on the fact that she is incapable of having an intellectual conversation. And I'm not talking intellectual. I'm not even talking on a collegiate level. I'm talking like use your words. Stop throwing a fit. Stop throwing stuff. Use your words.
this person sounds like a stereotype of like what the so everyone knows what the stereotypical Republican voter is like, the fucking MAGA obsessed cult follower, whatever. Trump says this, I do
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone, there's the opposite on the end of the spectrum. She kind of sounds like, from how you're describing, that she's like she hates
Exactly
the
that.
person. She hates everything about the party, but she can't articulate good
Well, I mean, get
reasons.
inside her head, right? She just lost all of her rights. You know, according to all the liberal fucking TikTok media that she's consuming.
Well, yeah, because according to what she's saying, her body belongs to us
Yeah.
men, all of us. We own it. It belongs
You
to
know,
us.
if your family was that good at instigating, you all could have just like said an agreement, like, yeah, I suppose it does now, doesn't it? And then you just keep eating.
I suppose it does. Yeah. I thought it because we had that conversation before, like you and I.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to push the envelope too far.
You don't want to. Yeah.
Because she is the kind of individual to
Tua.
crash out, right?
Okay.
Although she's obviously against firearms, she would crash out and do something really.
Well, that's why, like, when you start the conversation, you just take your new GX4 and you just place it on the table and then discuss your talking points.
Yeah.
I had not purchased
You
it
should
yet.
all.
Okay.
Actually, I went and was talking with my grandfather, and he opened up his one of his safes to let me peruse through to just look at what he had. And
Yeah.
we got to talking handguns. He has a Glock 43 that he likes a lot.
You should have got a bunch of different like rifles and then did like a rifle tent in the middle of the table, like around like the egg salad or the fucking potatoes.
Yeah. But speaking of handguns, right? I had mentioned it in the messaging thing. This right. So I was able to walk on Black Friday, right? Also, they have a Shields in Idaho now. New thing. I don't know if they have that there or if you guys know what
I've seen
Shields
a
is.
Shields
They have one
before.
in Idaho now. Didn't think they would get one here. They're really trying to branch out. They're opening a Raising Cane's here. They have an In and Out here. Yeah, they have an In and Out here. They're opening a second In and Out, and then they're trying to get a Buc-ee's and a Whataburger.
Buc-ee's would kind of be crazy. Where are you getting all this insider information from?
The people that have been occupying this land for far longer than I.
So the Native Americans?
My family.
Oh, okay.
Technically, by definition, they have occupied the land longer than I have, but I would talk to the Native Americans, but I don't know where they're at. Aside from the, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Just in case there is one Native American listener.
Yeah.
Anyways, so from the time it took me to go into this store on Black Friday, right? I went in there. Now, granted, their customer service it's so good it's creepy and it makes me uncomfortable.
That what?
It's like a little too weird. Their customer service is a little
too
the
Shields
good.
there?
It's like uncomfortably good. Yeah, the Shields. Their customer service is like too.
See, I had
good.
the opposite experience,
too nice,
and I went to Shields.
And they're too effective.
Maybe the Shields in Minnesota just sucks.
Yeah, they've been here for a while.
They settled in.
I remember that works at the Shield.
They just got too comfortable.
I'm tracking.
But from the time that I went in, found this, and said I want to buy it, to the time that I purchased it, how long do you suppose that was?
30 minutes.
10.
What?
Jesus.
It took me 10 minutes to get my hands on a handgun.
Hell yeah.
10 minutes.
That's kind of cool.
Would you say
it's cool, but
they did a background check?
They had to conduct a background check. Right. And I'm talking from the time I walked up to the representative there, or the guy there, the associate, and said, "Hey, I want this gun." From the time I did that to the time that they walked me out of the store and I had full possession of my firearm was 10 minutes.
I thought they had like a waiting period.
With the background check included. No.
Is that?
I filled out some paperwork. They said, we have a guy that's going to do your background check. Granted, because of the organization we're in, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't think
that's
what
I was wondering.
personally.
But, yeah.
Because we've got some fucking terrible people in our
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, 10 minutes is insane. They said, yeah, we'll text you when the background check is done. And then I had enough time to walk from that counter over to go look at another firearm and, be like, oh, that's nice. And then they texted me. And I was like, did you even check? Did you
Yeah.
look at anything, or did you just go, yeah, he seems all right?
He probably saw.
I mean, if the system is that efficient these days, that's cool. But
It doesn't
and I'm
seem
not
right.
saying like I'm not a criminal, right? I'm a responsible gun owner, have been since the day I turned 18. I went and bought 2 shotguns, and I have yet to point a single firearm at a person. But yeah, that just seemed a little off.
Well,
to
they
me.
probably looked at
Yeah.
your Walmart receipt for the past couple of weeks and then said, "All right, he's a milk dud guy."
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
I think they should be available to anyone eligible to have them. That was just a little off to me.
Yeah. And I would
I'm used to filling out paperwork and waiting for like an hour, 2, 3 hours, come back the next day even.
Yeah.
You know what? As long as
know?
it's a registered firearm in your name, they had as long as it was an appropriate background check within the standards, then I guess there's
If it's within the standards and everything, then that's
I guess there's
fine.
really no
It just seemed
need
a little
to
off.
have a waiting period.
We don't do Idaho doesn't do waiting periods on anything except for class 3,
Interesting.
which would be automatic
Yeah.
suppressors, things like that.
That's okay. Okay. I can't relate. Minnesota, 10-day for handguns. At least I know. I'm not sure about rifles and shotguns. I can just look it up, I guess. but-
Which also the whole waiting period thing, like let's be honest, if you want to shoot somebody that bad, you're gonna wait the 10 days, pick the handgun.
If
up,
anything,
and
it
go
just gives
kill
you
them.
more time to refine your plan.
Plan it out, yeah.
You
It
guys
was
can-
kind of weird, because of our situation, Nocam,
Yeah.
right? So he asked me, he's like, how you enjoying your holiday? And I was like, yeah, I'm just coming in from out of town. And he looked at me weird.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that's not what your address said. And I was like, no. I was like, I was on.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, no. I was like, I work out of town. And he's like, so you don't live in town? And I was like, no, this is my home
Yeah.
of record. I was like, I just don't work here.
Yeah, sometimes.
And then he's like, huh? I was like, dude, and I went to, I had to, you know me. I try to avoid saying it outright, and then I had to say it, and then because you just feel
Yeah.
like a scum.
Well, I mean, eventually
least
I
I
either feel like I'm wasting their time or I just grow impatient and I just say it. But I do generally try to
Yeah.
avoid it.
I just don't. I feel like I'm wagging it in their face or something.
But I just feel like a boot. No, I just joined on.
Yeah.
I'm in the...
Interesting. So
No, well, here I would like you to know that I'm in the,
Yeah.
No, for Minnesota.
Nowhere else does it do people do that. They're not like, I'm a McDonald's
Yeah.
worker. You should respect me.
Well, you got
you
police
know.
force, maybe. I would say they're a little cucks, maybe like just a little bit off duty.
No police discount?
You don't have a police discount, bro? Oh my god.
No, we don't. All right, you wrote me a fucking ticket. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No,
You
for
can't do
Minnesota,
that. Well, I'm entitled to do whatever the fuck I want. So
Discrimination.
Yeah, he can hear me. They're just going on their thing.
I'm not discriminating. I just hate you as an individual.
That's
Not because of your race. It's because you're a piece of shit as a person.
that could work. So according to
Anyways.
Minnesota House of Representative, unless law enforcement agency waives all or part of the waiting period, the dealer may not transfer the weapon to the purchaser for 5 business days.
Fuck you, dude. I've had this pulled up and ready to go for like the past 2 minutes while you guys were talking, and I've been trying.
I had it pulled up
cut
earlier
in.
than you.
Whatever.
All right, as soon as.
Sure, but whatever. Yeah. No, from what I can see, at least what I'm looking at, a long gun in Minnesota, there's typically no waiting period, so that I'm guessing they mean like bolt action fucking hunting rifle type shit. Same with shotguns. But there is a waiting period for semi-automatic military style assault
What does it
weapons.
actually say?
The
Military
waiting
style inside?
That's what the AI overview
That's
says.
stupid.
You know what's interesting is what's the largest platform that
AR
the
15.
media has made you afraid of?
Yeah.
AR-15s, right?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with what a Mini 14 is?
It's
It
an
it it
AR-15 cousin.
it,
I don't know.
it is an M14 that fires 5.56.
Yeah, but it's
Are we
a
boring you, Nocam, or do you have somewhere to fucking be?
well, sometimes fucking Discord has been doing this static thing on a fucking recent basis. So, you have any other pertinent questions to ask the host? No, but this gun's not scary because
No, no.
it's most of them are wooden.
Right. If you look at the Mini 14, right, it's a boomer gun. It looks safe. It's still automatic. In fact, it fires faster than the AR-15. And oh, guess what? They sell stocks that look exactly like an AR-15,
Yeah.
but those are fine. They're fine because
Well, it's wood color. Wood color means safe.
Yeah.
wood
I mean,
color equals safe.
yeah.
And this isn't even that second one that he sent isn't even as much as you can change them. You can completely sporterize this thing to look almost exactly like an AR-15.
Yeah.
But it's not an AR-15, right? And then the other part is that they're so quick to slap AR-15 on anything. Anything that kind of looks like maybe might be kind of a military style weapon.
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly. See that last one that was sent, that it fires the same round. It has the same capacity. It just doesn't look so scary.
Yeah, but this one looks like a M16, so I'm shitting and pooping my pants.
I kind of want to
Right.
own an M15. I might go for one of those instead of an AK at some point. But anyway,
Well, if you want to be technical, this one's actually shaped like an old Colt M4,
Okay.
like the M4A1, like the original one.
Yeah.
I won't get into that. But
Okay.
yeah, so the whole thing looks not so scary. So I could take, and the same works in the reverse. I can take that AR upper, pull the actual the actual AR portion off the top, and put it into a wooden stock. Not scary, safe for everybody. Still has a 30-round magazine. Not scary.
Well, that's kind of scary. I mean, that's 30 dead people.
I have yet to see any mass shooter rip off and kill 30 people with the 30 rounds in the one magazine.
I got a
I
couple
have yet to
videos
see
of
that.
this. I have a video I can pull up and show you. It was the New
I'm
Zealand
I'm
mass shooter.
I'm talking about specifically every single shot that they fired killing somebody. I've yet
Yeah,
to see
I got the video just for you, man. If you give me like 5 minutes, I'll post the link. I'll get this whole fucking Discord server taken down.
What the fuck?
That was a fucked up video. I shouldn't have watched
If it
that.
existed,
Anyway,
is that the one where the video starts and he's like running up to the
mosque.
yeah.
Oh, is that the
Maybe it was in New Zealand. This was the
No, no.
PewDiePie guy who
I
had.
did also watch the shooting in the Buffalo store.
I saw one where
That
there's a
one's
guy
kinda
who
interesting to watch.
he was just running around inside this church thing. And then some guy
Yeah,
eventually
That was probably the later part.
yeah. And then this guy like
Um,
trying to run up and be the hero and just like dropped.
yeah. We
Yeah.
saw the same video. Yeah,
that doesn't work. It does not work.
I mean, I don't
If
blame the
anyone's
guy.
listening, America, you are not the
Oh, I
fucking
mean,
hero.
just think about it
Unless you
though.
have a
This guy
handgun
was
and are accurate with it, you cannot run up and stop
this
somebody
guy
like
knows he
that.
was going to die. He was standing in the fucking doorway. There's nowhere else to go. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? At least give it a chance.
Yeah, I don't blame the guy for doing it.
You know,
Everyone tried to run. Everyone died.
the least I would do, right, And maybe guns aren't for everybody, but I would at least wait until he's reloading before I charge
Yeah,
him.
but like he already dropped like 2 people.
Worst
He's not
case,
gonna reload. He's gonna go to you next.
hey, you can wait.
Yeah, you could just wait. You're the only alive person in the room.
What you're not understanding, Nocam, is I'm built
Okay,
different,
yeah.
right? You're not understanding that.
You
That's
would
what
have
I'm getting.
used like
Nobody thinks it's
And
when
and
MMA
and and
fight.
and I mean every single offense to anyone who's ever been killed by gun violence ever. I mean
or
every
like
single
someone who's been
offense, right?
shot.
Yeah, like that little fucking
Yeah.
loser.
Uh, well, I
While we're
would just
talking
go
about it,
quickly into build
shout out.
mode. Sorry, what were you saying?
Right. Shout out to Alicia Dean Watts. Not really shout out, but I don't know why, but it ended up on my search history thing.
Okay.
What was it? September of last year, her remains were found in the Charlotte area on a
Jesus.
Thursday. James Dunmore being the suspect. They found her remains near a cemetery. So, yikes.
Jesus.
I don't know why they wanted me to see that so bad, but okay, CNN.
Thank you, CNN.
Thanks for that.
Well,
That's
CNN just
great.
wants you to be informed. All right, CNN's job is to make sure you get real news
Right.
daily. Yeah, they should have just put Carl Zeus in charge of CNN, and the integrity would have gone up by hopefully, a little bit at least.
Sorry, let me look and see what else we had here.
Well, I guess
I had a
don't
couple.
know. Does Carl Zeus have any scandals? Let me look it up.
Who doesn't have a scandal? Who hasn't masturbated on a public webcam
Exactly.
before?
Murder trial?
trial.
What?
Wait, who? What?
What?
M1 grants are cool. Now that we're talking about it,
No, I just
we'll just ignore
threw it
that
on. I was
part.
trying to do
Should
a
probably
happy reaction on that.
crop that out. Anyways, this was something I don't know why. I was walking around on Black Friday and I was like, you know what? I was like, it's outlet. Anyways, I'll just say it. Do you think there are prostitutes that have Black Friday deals?
Yes.
You have
Well,
brought
probably
that up,
No.
but I mean, I bet they probably have like, are they cheaper or more expensive on their own birthday?
Something like that. Like a special
Probably
occasion, like
better.
Christmas. Like, is it more expensive for Christmas, or
Well,
is it
yeah.
like cheaper, or
They're working
It
on
actually-
a holiday, of
you know
course
what?
it would be more.
I think that just
But
makes
they
more
should be
sense.
getting paid at a minimum time and a half, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you should be paying for 1.5 hours for an hour, knowing damn well you're going to last 10 minutes. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. Like,
How long
what are the
did you
deals here? Is there
How long did you last?
when?
When you paid the hooker?
Which one?
I don't know her fucking name. Crystal?
Augusta
I mean,
or
they all have the
Crystal?
same name, but
That's crazy that you said Crystal. That's the name of my sister-in-law that freaked out at the Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, she was a prostitute?
No, no.
Hey, Matt.
Anyways, not long. The three-way that I had in Poland, not long. That was my first three-way though, so it's kind of overwhelming, and they're
Yeah.
prostitutes, so
You
they're
say first,
professional.
and you had multiple?
well, yeah. Well, the first one's always like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
You're
this is
like,
the
you're
time.
like, fuck, because it sounds good on paper, right? It always
Yeah.
sounds great on paper, and then you're like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And then you go into your second one, you're like, all right, we're cool. I know what to expect. Everything's fine.
I mean, I can imagine though.
I'll just prostitutes are professionals in their own right, so they know what they're doing.
It's a profession. It's a career.
A career, no. Profession, I say it could be. You can be a professional at it, right? Who was it? Jinxie defines a professional. Actually, I won't use Jinxie.
Well, I can imagine. There's like
They said it according to Malcolm Gladwell, it takes approximately 1,000 hours of deliberate practice to become an expert in a particular field or
Mhm.
skill.
10,000
So
hours.
if you look at prostitution in general as a skill set, or actually not a skill set, let's look at it as a field, right?
Yeah. But like
Ten
you're
thousand
trained.
hours. It doesn't necessarily have to be the actual act of having intercourse, right? Because being a prostitute includes a lot more than that. It's working the corner, it's drumming up business.
Yeah.
You know, it, if you encompass it that way, it's not unfeasible to acquire 10,000 hours. Now,
Yeah.
to say giving blowjobs, for instance, to be an expert at that, but according to him, you would have to give 10,000 hours worth of blowjobs. That's a little unfeasible.
Yeah. I feel like for you could probably get like a certificate after like 100 hours, and that would be plenty good.
I'm not saying like, you know, I'm sure there's people out there that have given like
Yeah, they're gonna get a certificate.
Yeah, you get it at the
probably
DMV.
probably they probably given like 10 total hours worth of blowjobs, and they're probably really good at
What
it. You
if
know,
a prostitute like showed you a certificate? I'm certified at this. All right, I got it's fucking stamped and everything.
Certified.
it's
blowjob.
notarized. Like, if it's notarized, then I want to meet the notary and be like, dude, did you
That'd
just
be
sign
funny.
off on this, or did you ask for proof?
That'd be funny
You
though.
know,
Like, imagine you're like really depressed, your wife just left
if
you, and you go to
if
the
she
fucking
came out with
spot.
like certifications, and I'm like, oh shit, this wherever I went or whoever I talked to is legit,
Yeah, I
right?
got the
I'm about
deal
to
in the
get a
fucking.
5-star service, and that'd be the kind of place where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I won't get AIDS or Hep C.
Have you ever actually like read those certifications at like barbers? Have you ever like
It's pretty much like you cut hair, good job, buddy. Have fun cutting
I
hair.
just can you imagine if you saw one that was like, you know,
You give good
bullshit
head.
university or
Keep up the good work.
You give immaculate head, good job. It only goes up from here, and
Yeah.
I don't
I don't know. Fuck, we should have asked our long lost
you,
other host like if he got presented any Do
hey, hey,
you
hey,
have a
hey, hey, we
certificate?
can't talk about that. According to Doyle Law Group, uh, I was
what?
explicitly told not to talk to these people, these fine gentlemen and gentle lady about that experience. Um, according to Doyle Law Group, divorces are around March and August, so that's when she's making the money. That's when I would start making things more expensive. Me as a businessman. If I were a pimp.
Sorry, my dog is
Oh,
complaining.
okay.
Um, I can kind of understand the summer months being a bit easier to drum up business, but at the same time, you would think that being around like the holidays and being, lonely, stuff
Yeah.
like that would make you more inclined to seek such services.
I mean, yeah, if you're lonely on the holidays, that'll make sense. I feel like just like all around, there's always an excuse. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Me personally, having experience in seeking such services, it wasn't so much a loneliness thing as it was like a check off a list.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's not like I was like, oh, nobody loves me. I'm gonna go get a hand job now. It was more like I've kind of always wanted to try it, see if it's cool.
Well, no, I think another big part of it is
You
like,
know,
oh, I could be dead tomorrow. I'm on a major mission here.
I didn't. I promise you, I didn't think about that at all.
That would be kind of funny
I
though.
was just like, I'm trying to get my meat pulled on.
Can you imagine trying to use that as like a
That's it. Didn't use that as an excuse. I just handed them the money, and
so can I get a discount? Did you ask for one?
I, I no.
Did you ask for a military discount?
Hey, I'm in the military. Can I get a discount on this? First of all, actually, I don't know. Europe's pretty cheap.
Yeah. I mean, I asked
Cheaper
for
than
I don't
America.
know.
like
I don't know what they got going on over here. I haven't actually seeked any of those services out here, but over there, very affordable.
yeah.
Very affordable.
I mean, I asked for a discount the other day, just because I was like I wasn't at a on-base store, and I was just like I just asked. And most off-base stores that I go to, like that one place where we got the Captain Jack from, they offered it. So I
Yeah.
asked, and they were like, "Oh, we don't." So she just gave me an employee discount.
Here's something I wanted to ask. Right? Do you think it's fair? Right. So when I bought the handgun, right, I told you it ended up coming up, and so I already asked. Right, I was already full of shame from having brought it up. So I asked. I was like, do I get a military discount? They said no. I was like, oh, okay. It's like whatever, man. And he's like, because it's already on sale for Black Friday.
Oh, I
And then
see.
you should have said like, "But that's the same price for everyone else. I'm special. My circumstances are different."
See, but I didn't think
Oh,
about
okay.
that, right? Me as a That's not okay. I'm sorry. The Pokédex, that's not okay.
Yeah.
That oh my god. Some of the I can't
I
do
I
some of
don't think
these,
I
man. Some
can.
of
I don't
them
know
are
how long I can go with this. I feel like it's a big burden just having access to it.
I'll go the whole way. I'll go the whole way. I will. I'm not going to be okay on the other side
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
gonna take a year. Realize that by the
Yeah.
time we're done, I'll I'll be on my way
But
out.
I feel like we're entitled to complete it now.
Yeah, I mean we made it past the 20s. We're like in the mid 20s now. So
Yeah. Anyways,
um
um yeah, so whatever I initially was talking about, the handgun thing, yeah, thought it was
yeah.
kind of the prostitution deals, right? Just something I was just like, I wonder if they do that or if not, or if And you brought up a good point. It's like if it's their birthday and they're working, does it cost more? Does it cost less? Is it
Yeah.
BOGO?
I'm a
Like,
year older. That means that
you
I'm
know,
worth more, honey. Something like that.
is there a stamp card? If I was a hooker, I would use a stamp card system. You drum up way
No,
more business that
you know,
way.
what'd be sad is someone like came over like, "Hey, I don't have a lot of money. You guys take food stamps?"
I have no way to process that.
I'm thinking like,
Oh,
so I go to Sports Clips to get my hair cut, and they used to hand out these
Yeah.
cards. Um, every time you go, they punch out a hole,
A
and then
bunch
your reward, get your haircut at half
Yeah.
price. Like this would be a
right.
good way to drum up repeat business. You hand out fucking cards.
Like I've done that with like coffee before. Can you imagine like
You hand out a card and you're like, hey, after you get 10 hand
Yeah.
jobs, the 11th one is half off.
And that just keeps coming back.
Well, then you
keeps
have to
coming
Once
back?
we
I like
know
this already.
fucking
Listen, if I'm a prostitute, right, and I have a customer that keeps coming back, I got my hooks in him.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But what if this guy's like really disgusting? Like
It
really.
doesn't matter. Money's money. If I'm a prostitute, I sunk so low that I don't give a fuck what people look like.
You wouldn't have
Money's
standards as a prostitute? Oh, you're getting fucking stabbed, dude.
money. No,
You're gonna go to some shady
that's
motel and
different
never see the
because
light of day.
I have a GX4 in my
Yeah.
pocket.
Ted Bundy's coming for your ass.
Can you imagine just having a GX4 just sitting
I
on her
wish Ted
thong?
Bundy would. Yeah. Just tucked in
Yeah.
my thong. I have a 12 gauge shockwave in my stripper boots, my thigh high
Yeah.
stripper boots. When somebody tries to not pay me, then who's really gonna miss somebody that buys hookers consistently?
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean
if they're
you're right.
businessman.
I mean they obviously either are really good at
But you guys
hiding their
describe this
life
guy
or
as
they
like
don't have a lot of
he smells really bad, kind of
Yeah.
shitty, that whole thing.
I just think it's someone who like
Not
is really good at hiding their life or they don't really have much of one. So
right.
Yeah.
Oh god.
and
I feel like it'd probably be more like people that don't have a life because there are, it's not just like prostitutes and hookers. You also have
Well, it's
escorts.
kind of
All right.
it's kind of like a strip club, you know.
Which I
I
I
listened,
don't think
I listened
you
to a
understand how
podcast.
grateful I am that you separated the difference between the two, because there is a difference between
I
the two.
listened to a podcast. All right. One of my favorite podcasters. His name is Lex Friedman. He was interviewing basically an escort, and she was talking about like when she was currently doing her job, like the prime, she would charge 2,800 an hour, and she was booming in business. 2,800 an hour, and it wasn't just sex. They go on fucking dates. They pay for her food. They buy
Yep.
her gifts. I mean, those are like the top 1% of prostitutes in a way.
I will be
I mean,
right back.
those could be the fun ones because you could play into like fetishes.
When I read the book Escort Girl,
Yeah,
yeah, that was based on a real story.
yeah.
Yeah, she left her husband for one of her clients.
Jesus Christ.
So I wonder how if that happens,
Probably. I
I
mean,
mean, if someone wrote about it in a
Probably
book that it
happens a
happens
lot
or
with
not,
like OnlyFans.
a lot.
You know, like
yeah,
I'm okay with my wife slutting herself out, but then she's interacting with all these different
wasn't?
people. You know,
yeah.
some of them could be
The husband
more
walked away,
financially well
but he
off.
was like, I can't stop you.
I don't know. See, this is the issue of like just chasing money. All right, this is
You know what I would do?
I
You
don't
know,
not anyone. I refuse. Well, okay, for some people, I'm sure it'd be like, yes, this is the perfect line of work for
Yeah.
me. But I gotta feel like the vast majority of people would like this isn't their ideal profession or career. This is just okay. I can make money by
well,
doing this, and I'm
you
making
can
good
make it
money. So I'll
interesting. Like
continue
you
to do
could
it.
play into like people's fetishes and be like only like a what is it, a masochist fetish? You know that they like being
Yeah,
like
the moment
abused.
someone asks me
S-
to shit on them is
Well, like
the moment I hang up my prostitute
all
career.
right. I mean, obviously, but I'm saying like you beat the fuck out of someone and they get off on that. You're literally beating them with like a fucking bully club, and they're like, oh, they're enjoying it the whole time.
I
Is that what you'd want to be? Is that like your ideal prostitute career?
Yeah.
Okay. I like the idea of getting paid 2,800 an hour just to go to fucking restaurants and like go on fake dates.
I mean, I
That's
guess
very
that's
high
better.
end.
Did you know that Japan has rental girlfriends?
I've heard about that.
And I'm sure they have them here too. But they'll get paid an obscene amount of money, and there's no sex involved. They just take them on a regular date. Go do normal things for
Yeah, I
for a
saw that.
day or for a few hours, and they make an incredible amount of money off of it.
Yeah, I saw that on a hentai series one time. It was kind of
If I
interesting.
saw anyone in
Yeah.
my bloodline doing that, I would beat the fuck out of them, and then demand them to go to a fucking.
Watching a hentai series or being a rented girlfriend.
I don't give a shit what they jerk their little ding dong to. I'm just talking about renting girlfriend.
What if I watch it for the
They
plot?
watch it, then awesome, good for them. I'm just saying they need to see a financial advisor if they're like doing rent a girlfriend.
You don't understand what
It,
it's like.
is it
Sure.
is it no different than having a subscription to like Pornhub?
It is because they're
I
still
think it's
jerking
more
out.
financially
Because at the end of the
I think
day, they're
it's more
still
financially responsible because
Yeah.
you're getting physical you're getting
yeah.
more
But
out
at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you're
but I
gonna
mean,
go
if
home
you
and jerk
you
off
can
anyway.
you can
To OnlyFans.
you can
Okay.
jerk off to whatever you want, right? You can jerk up, not necessarily OnlyFans, right? Um, I'm just saying, I think it's worth more to spend your money on a rent a girlfriend because it's something.
It's tangible.
It's more
Tangible.
tangible than jerking off to
What do
OnlyFans.
you mean? What do you get out of it?
Well, it's also practice, all right. In a way, I
You,
mean, if you're
it's memories. It's legitimate memories,
Dude,
whether
that's just
whether
more
you're
sad than
renting
paying for a
that girl
friend.
or not.
That's just like
Is it okay?
it's still
Do
sad, but
you
it's better.
if you rented a girlfriend once in your life, you think you're more likely to remember that or the 1,500 times you've jerked off in your entire life?
I'm just saying there's nothing you get out of it. Like if it's like if they're paying for
What?
OnlyFans, at least some like digital like things transpire, you know?
You get the
No,
memory. You get the
no.
You get the
experience.
You don't get the chance to see that person. If you're paying for OnlyFans, there's no chance you're going to see that person in real life, like face to face, you won't be able to spend time with that person, even if they're lying to your face or
Yeah, which they do.
faking it.
Yeah, that's their whole
Right,
business.
which is what they do, right? If you're paying some OnlyFans, whatever you want to call them, there's no chance you're ever going to see this person in real life. They could be in Russia, China, whatever the
Sure.
fuck they're at. But if you're renting a girlfriend, that's in person.
But all
you
you're
know,
doing is paying for the idea
it's
of getting with someone, and it's never gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
and sometimes that's cheaper than having a real girlfriend.
That's, I would say, absolutely incorrect. I mean, maybe if you pay for it like once a fucking
If you do it once a year.
yeah.
Yeah, once.
I wasn't talking about being a regular consumer.
Yeah, that would be more expensive than like your average subscription, I feel. But like once.
But I'm saying, like,
month,
if you did it like once or twice a year, that's going to be probably a lot cheaper. Then I would say than a standard girlfriend, like a normal. Than having like a normal.
Which one
girlfriend
would
with,
you
like,
say is
regular
healthier?
wants and stuff.
You know,
Obviously, having a legitimate
no,
relationship.
okay. Hear me out. You know, which one do you think is healthier? Paying for porn or paying for an idea of someone being in a relationship with you?
The second.
Actually, I think the second one, because you'd also be working on social skills.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
There's a lot of other things that go in. There's a lot of other stuff that would go into it.
I feel like people would just
paying
over.
for porn is just you jerking off, and that's.
I feel like people would just over obsess with it. Like they would just like get over their head. Like, okay, you know, made it this far. You know, this time I paid for the date. Maybe we'll go to second base.
You know, everybody does that.
Yeah.
It's no different than going to a strip club. All the guys that get a private dance are like, maybe I'm different.
Yeah.
And you're not.
I know some people who apparently are different.
Well, yeah, they went to strip clubs and the strippers started talking to you. Whoa.
No, not me, but my one of my coworkers. He's that guy. He got stripper numbers, but anyway, that's beside the point.
That is also something that they do.
I'm not saying either are better. I'm just saying one is significant. Well, one is more sad than the other, just because you're paying for an idea of a relationship, whereas the other is, you're just playing into the national porn addiction. So
national. Why are you selling it so
worldwide?
Low? This is a global epidemic.
Well, I mean, if North Koreans got hooked so quick,
porn addiction is a global epidemic because America's not the only ones that watch porn.
Well, North Koreans got hooked so quick.
Everybody,
it's like a drug.
That's a fake
Everybody that has internet watches porn or can. Not every individual person, but I'm talking about like country-wise. Every country that has access to internet has somebody watching porn on it. I don't know how much money I would put on that, but I'd put a lot of money on that.
Yeah. I guess while we're still on the topic of Thanksgiving, I wanted to bring up Thanksgiving etiquette.
Yeah, is this good Thanksgiving etiquette?
Watching porn is definitely not Thanksgiving etiquette. Crashing out at the Thanksgiving dinner is probably not Thanksgiving etiquette.
Somebody brought their iPad to Thanksgiving dinner and had porn playing while they were eating at the table.
Yeah, they're like,
that's not
they got like potato on their fingers. They're like eating it up like a 3-year-old, but they're watching porn.
You have to accept that.
That's just.
But okay, let's play devil's advocate really quick. What is the context of this porn? Are they a producer? Are they just reviewing footage?
No, they're not a producer. They're not an editor. They have no affiliation.
Are they just consuming?
They're just
porn?
consuming. It's like TikTok, but it's porn. So like they swipe up. One's like clapping cheeks. The next,
Did you know that Pornhub has shorts? They created Pornhub TikTok.
No way. All right, so that guy's on Pornhub TikTok. He's just scrolling at the dinner table. He got fucking, his iPad's getting all oily from the gravy and mashed potatoes. And he's just
so the potatoes are drying on his hands, getting all over his screen. His screen's getting hard. He's getting hard. The gravy's getting hard. Everybody's getting hard. At the dinner table.
Else is getting uncomfortable.
They try to talk over it. They try to talk politics, and then he just like turns up the volume.
I think a lot of the men that are sitting at that table will act like they're uncomfortable, but will jerk off when they get home.
No, they just jerk off with the mashed potatoes.
Doubt it. It just becomes one big jerk
Yeah.
circle.
That's how it starts.
I'm not saying I would jerk
You
off
do
in
mashed
front of my
potato and
family.
gravy as
That's a little weird.
You're not
That's-
supposed to be encouraging these.
No, I feel all right.
You're supposed to be against it.
Devil's advocate here. At least they have a common enemy, and
What if
they
we
don't
all
have.
started jerking
They
off,
didn't. They
or-
didn't start arguing at the dinner table because they're too busy worrying about this guy's well-being and their own well-being for seeing that.
Yeah. Well, that'd be good, I guess.
Yeah, instead of
So you're saying next year the plan is I visit the family for Thanksgiving and I just start watching.
you
porn.
you come all the way there from
So I make it about me to
Yes.
avoid it being about her.
Yeah, so you create a
Speaking of
common
me-
enemy,
Okay.
and then you know.
All right, we have a
We have a very important question.
Okay.
If the person that's watching the porn at Thanksgiving dinner and it ends up becoming one big jerk circle, would that be incest in like some sort of way?
No.
No. No. Incest is defined as actual physical sexual contact with another family member.
So if you offer to help, that's when it crosses the line.
Where this is wrong is because it's weird.
I feel like
I feel like a dad and a brother.
I feel like
I
it
don't.
comes.
uncle.
It's weird, but like the whole reason the word incest exists is so that we don't, continue a fucked up biological line, because it's really all about.
But is that getting close to the
So
line?
what you're saying is if the government didn't create the word incest, then it'd be fine. So they don't have a word for jerking off in front of your family, so it's fine.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with
That's
it.
not what I said at all. That's
No.
not.
Tell me the dictionary word for jerking off with
The
your
whole reason
family,
we were
with
so
your
like
family.
a big reason they're so concerned about,
Like,
incest.
It's actually called mutual masturbation.
Like-
But yeah.
you can't a guy can't get pregnant. So if an uncle and
Actually, it's
his nephew
2024.
Yeah, see, so that's
get
fine.
it on together,
so gay incest is fine.
I feel so. That's just.
Hey, that's a loaded phrase. I feel like it's one or the other.
These would have been good
like
topics.
like if a dad fucks his son, it's either gay. It's either gay molestation or it's incest. Like it's got to be one of them. It can't be gay incest molestation. Like that's just too much. If a dad molested his son, it's gay and it's incest.
Does it change at all if we change the gender rule?
See, I don't want to look it up, but I'm curious. Like I feel like
it's not gay at that point. It's technically not gay. If a dad is fucking his daughter, it's not gay by definition. It's
transgender.
homosexual. I don't know.
Molly,
Transgender
do you
is
think
kind of
your
a weird
family
area.
would react to these topics? Do you think they would partake in the discussion?
I don't know the. I would still say maybe like somewhere it's a blanket definition that if you jerked off right next to your dad or like you jerked off staring at each other across from the dinner table, I would personally believe that would be incest, but
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong either. No,
damn.
I'm kidding.
But not
I'm kidding.
incest by
I'm not
definition.
saying it's right, but it's not incest by definition. It's
Okay.
not right.
So you're saying
okay?
incest isn't
Like,
incest
in our society, it's not. Incest isn't incest unless you're.
until a
touching.
penis goes in.
That's not what I said.
What about fingers?
If I start giving my brother a hand job, that's incest.
Okay.
I would say that's incest.
I would call that
Yeah.
incest. I mean, it's gay, but it's also incest, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So, but like, if we're all sitting around the dinner table jerking off, it's not right. Not even close, but it's not incest, If I reached over and helped him jerk off, That's incest.
What about like incestuous? That's pretty incestuous of you to do that.
I think you're better off just being like, it's giving. It's giving. Say
Yeah.
it's giving incest, but it's not
I
quite
would just say that's
incest. But
weird as
it's
fuck,
giving
bro.
incest.
Anyway, my original question with Thanksgiving etiquette was, we had this, whole get together with coworkers and whatnot. Everyone kind of made their own thing except, the new guys, and none of them decided to go pick up the old frying pan. One of them, brought, a bunch of cookies, store bought, those soft Walmart cookies that you find.
The Loft House cookies that I go fucking
Yeah,
crazy over.
that fucking
Yeah.
like the
I know
the
the
cheapest fucking cookies in existence. They
Okay, but you got to understand that the pay grade is also different. I'm assuming that it was Rhodes.
and the other two that I guess they would chalk up. But yeah,
He doesn't count yet. He doesn't count.
dude, I don't care. It was two
You-
collective people that bought these because they said they split it, and I don't care about
Right.
pay grade because I was able to make myself a feast last Thanksgiving by myself. All right, so if you can dream it, it's possible.
That being said, though, but you subconsciously budgeted for that. They're too stupid to
Okay, well,
understand.
maybe he was too stupid to budget or try to remember, because he's known about this for the
He
past
wants
3
to.
paychecks.
He wants to buy V-Bucks and
Okay,
play
I'm just
Fortnite
saying.
and buy
Can I
a
get to my
Hellcat,
initial point
buy a
here?
Hellcat and buy Hennessy and buy a Glock and put a switch on
No,
it. And he
Can
wants
I
to do
just
all
get
of
to my
that.
point here? Okay, this is literally just setting it up. So he bought these, cheap ass Lost House cookies. Sure, whatever, and everyone made their own stuff. And if you make something and you bring it to a Thanksgiving place, you normally just leave it for the host.
Maybe.
He took the cookies with
Yeah,
him. Is that what you're
he
saying?
took everything there and then he just took them all home with him.
The stuff that he made.
No, the stuff that he bought.
No, the Loft House cookies that he bought.
That's still fine.
The correct etiquette, the most correct etiquette, right, is to ask the host if they want that to be left behind. Because by leaving that stuff behind, it could, in some cases, cause inconvenience to them,
Yeah.
depending on the setup of their household.
Don't
A lot of
most
hosts will.
try to
Sorry.
give the leftover food away to the people that are
Right,
were
to
there.
ease so that they can wash the dishes quicker, or the food doesn't go to waste.
Yeah.
The correct answer isn't necessarily always. Now, sometimes, like, Nocam, we'll go to a cookout, right, or something, and we'll leave all the beer, but that's beer. It's different. It doesn't really have a set expiration date, and
Right.
you and I both know that beer's going to get consumed way before it has any chance of going bad.
Yeah.
Right, but leaving cookies and turkey and stuff like that in somebody's fridge.
I mean, yeah, you could.
Depending on
The
how
correct
much it
answer
is,
would be to
and
maybe ask, but also
right.
you could, leave some there for the host, but without asking.
But given the dynamic, I understand where you're coming from. Given our typical group's dynamic, yeah, it's a bit odd for him to take that stuff back.
Right. No, I wasn't personally heated. It was a different coworker, Alejandro, that was kind of heated over that. He's like, bro, bought them and he didn't even make them.
Okay, well, yeah, but you gotta understand where they're coming.
I'd rather take something
Two of them.
that I made.
Two of them don't really have an excuse at this point, but that other individual, it's his first one.
Yeah, that one's
so
fine. I didn't bring anything for my first cookout either because I didn't know how it went. I kind of
fuck you for that. But whatever.
whatever, bro. At least I at least I made stuff
Shut up.
afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not.
Price leche.
That's fine. You gotta give him one freebie.
That's what I would say because that's
he
what I
doesn't
did.
get it. He's awkward. He's confused. But as far now, those other two don't really have much of an excuse. They're just freeloading at that point. We're not asking you to even make something. Just bring something.
I
If two of you go in on some fucking cookies, that's
I
kind
would
of
gander to make something, because like I just personally hate people
maybe
who
they don't know
I
how.
just personally hate people who say they can't cook. The recipe tells you what to get, how to make it, what to what
can't
to
do it.
fucking put the temperature at, how long it stays on.
Burnt.
I don't know.
Nobody doesn't. There isn't a single person. I can't say that.
There
Anyone
are
who
a lot of
says
people
they can't cook, it's not that they can't. They don't
They're just
want
lazy.
to.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone
Well,
can cook.
We didn't bring anything for Thanksgiving.
Did you not watch Ratatouille? Anyone can cook.
Yeah.
We didn't
You
bring
know?
anything for Thanksgiving. Are we assholes?
I
Yeah, I would
It
say.
depends.
Never
That
mind.
also it
Yeah.
also depends on the dynamic of the group that you're being involved with for Thanksgiving. I was told not to bring anything because they would get offended if I did.
That's weird.
They're older folk who are typically they're homemakers, right? So they're hosting and
Hosts
I'm,
take care of everything.
I'm talking like boomer age
Yeah.
folk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're used to hosting, and when you host, you commit to everything.
Yeah.
Right? They said don't bring anything. They're
People
gonna
who
get
can't
upset
cook are
if you
idiots.
bring something because you're insinuating that they don't have enough or their stuff's not good enough. It just
Excuse me?
depends on the group that you're involved with. In the new age, right? Friendsgiving is more of a is more of like a common thing or like a potluck type of Thanksgiving's pretty standard nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with either way. It just you got to know what kind of group you're getting involved
Right.
with.
How do you guys feel about the historical significance of Thanksgiving and how what we were told in school, the Pilgrims and the Indians coming together, how that's just like revisionist white man history and it's a genocide holiday? How does it guys make you feel?
Didn't like a dinner actually like happen?
No. No.
Yeah,
don't
so
think so. I don't
for a
fucking know.
fact. You went back in time, for sure.
Alright, let me Google this shit.
Massacre the Browns, pass the rolls around.
Where did it originate from? What was it like? Oh, it was the day we slaughtered the
What, the
Indians.
Thanksgiving?
I
I never really looked into the actual story. I did think that the one that they told us in grade, I don't know, I'm assuming you guys got the same one in like grade school or whatever. That story seemed a little suspect to
Yeah,
me.
like, they broke bread, everyone
It's
was
like
happy.
you showed up, you guys have never seen each other before, and all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah,
we're
but
cool.
that's people gooning.
Knowing based off of like European greed at the
Yeah.
time, they're incapable of that
I mean, maybe that was a
from the
strategy,
get-go.
butter them up with
From the get-go,
some fucking, a meal and then, like some
if that's the
evil
strategy,
shit.
they didn't mention that.
Yeah.
They didn't mention that in school. If that's the strategy, all right, whatever. But they didn't tell you
Yeah.
that. All they just say is, "Oh, they were all friends and they were cool," and
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think your sister-in-law embodies the spirit of Thanksgiving more than you realize, and you should give her credit for it, actually, because she's kind of
should I?
keeping. Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna butcher the names, but basically Thanksgiving was a peace treaty. All right, so she's like, kind of not really there,
Okay.
but almost. Um, a whim, fuck it. A tribe leader named Massaoit first negotiated a treaty between the Plymouth settlers and the tribe in 1620, which included an agreement that no member of either group would harm anyone from the other. They also pledged to leave their weapons at home when trading to further ensure peaceful commerce. For about 10 years, they remained allies, trading goods for land. But after the tribe leader passed away in 1661, his son took over, and then tensions rose. More coloners arrived, devastating plague. Okay, so like the original Thanksgiving was a peace, okay.
A peace treaty.
Yeah, we're gonna not
So was
fuck
right.
each
So there
other
still
over,
probably
we're gonna
was
have
like a
peace.
dinner or something.
Yeah, well, it says there was an actual dinner. There's about like 100 people.
Probably
Well, they
check
still
the
ate
treaty
within like
already.
the general vicinity, and the peace treaty was signed that day. So I mean, that's good enough for me.
Yeah. They dined sitting on ground like they did at home, and the English ate at the group likely played marksmanship games and ran foot races in between dining on venison, geese, turkey, and other fowl. The festivities lasted 3 days.
3 days? Can you imagine a
Yeah,
3-day rave? That'd be dope.
yeah, like Thanksgiving. I don't know if we want to like be more in spirit with Thanksgiving. I mean, it's obviously a family thing.
Yeah.
It's even better if your family is divided, but you come together and you just put it aside, and then you just celebrate the food. So, like, all right, maybe your sister, she's kind of like, if she had dropped the shit, your sister-in-law, if she dropped the shit before coming, then she would have been really in spirit with the original
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. But you should tell her that you're fucking up the
Tradition, yeah.
tradition of Thanksgiving. Not for the reasons you think, but just because you're not like keeping it to the original
Yeah.
idea.
See? So you were trying to do your leftist propaganda bullshit of like, oh, Thanksgiving is violent holiday. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, we were violent to them eventually, but it was a peace treaty.
Well, there was also violence before. That's why it was a treaty day. There was bloodshed before.
Right, but Thanksgiving is kind of a day of peace, though.
Yeah, but that only lasted until the leader died, and then his son kind of.
Yeah, but that was like
did
10
the
years.
same.
So
10
I'm just
years.
saying the day of, right, was a peace day. So I mean, it still works.
No, I'm not leftist enough to know the history to debunk your claim.
Jesus Christ. Okay, whatever.
Anytime I think of this argument, I think of the episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where the Native American spirit starts not terrorizing, but like trying to defeat Buffy because she's the strongest leader.
That's
Do you
good
remember
because
that
that's
episode? She turns into a bear.
that's Republican propaganda trying to make you like hate Native Americans.
Do you hate Native Americans, Jason?
Yeah, I despise them.
What are your thoughts on Native Americans?
I don't care. Okay? I don't think I've
Oh, you
met
don't
enough
care?
of them to really have an opinion. I don't think they're like that different
You embolden racism.
than anyone else.
You embolden
Oh,
racism
really?
in our society.
Explain.
You don't care. You don't care about the fact that we took their land, even though it wasn't their land.
They were fighting amongst themselves anyway. All right.
Yeah, I know that. All right, I know this. Well, it's kind of like
You're talking about like
I'll
modern
explain
day
it.
Native American. What do I
explain
think of them? I just think of them. What
I
are they?
will
A
explain
fucking
it
gas station clerk? Or are they a
in
fucking waiter at?
Yes. I've seen both. No, let me explain it in Fortnite terms, all right? There was a 1v1 going on between two duos, all right? And they were going at it for a long time. But then a third party comes and just kills them both. Now, the third party is kind of an asshole, all right?
Stupid.
But, game is
Yeah.
game.
You didn't have to explain it in Fortnite terms. I think I fully understood it already. But thank you for that.
I should have been a teacher.
For the dumber people listening to this episode.
Yeah. No, you should be a step teacher.
What the fuck does that mean? Are you insinuating that I'm not good enough to be an actual
Yeah,
teacher?
you're not good enough to be a substitute or a real teacher.
What kind of teacher?
Well, I guess I would have been an English teacher, which is good because Thanksgiving would fall under English literature. So
That would fall under history, social studies.
the social studies teacher can always go fuck themselves. They're an uptight, ooh, I'm so cool, I'm so important. Fucking
They're not, okay? They put on the movie because they drank too much last night because they're out talking to 19-year-olds.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to imagine our social studies teacher just like going to the bar trying to talk to fucking 18 or talking to Jason.
Hey,
Jason, do you remember the history teacher we had in 7th grade? The guy.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mackey.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the rumor that he was forcefully let go because high school students were sending him nudes?
That's what I heard. I don't know if
That's
true.
what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
We all heard the same fucking shit.
Listen, right? Was it that they were sending him nudes, or was it vice versa?
Well, supposedly it was
he's the
them
teacher.
sending him that, and then
Yeah.
they're like, okay, this is becoming like too much of a problem. You know, we have a female.
our
Too much of
students
a.
are
It should have been a problem the first time. Too
Our
much of a
students-
problem insinuates that it was
Dude,
cool.
I don't know. I have no idea. This is just literally just going off of
our
rumors.
students
No,
find you
this is
too
your
attractive.
state. This is your fault, Nocam.
Yeah.
This is your state.
Jesus
this is your
Christ.
fault. This is your education system. You
Can
do.
You know
imagine,
what's
though,
you know
being
what's
that
funny is
teacher?
he's friends with my alt account.
Interesting.
Really?
Well, like he's friends with me on Facebook, but he's also friends with you, like your alt account, like your actual name on Facebook.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Me?
We
Me
should ask-
or one of them?
It's
We
the
should ask.
teacher we're talking about. Oh, I can
Oh,
see. I can
I was like, I
find
don't know why
his.
he'd be friends with me on Facebook. I was like, I don't even know who
He has
he
a
is.
Skype account.
Or do I?
I don't know. I don't know if I can fully believe that. That sounds like something that someone would come up with as a joke. Like, oh shit, I didn't think that would become a rumor.
I mean, I had some teachers I would definitely send nudes to, but they were not dudes.
Well,
How are you supposed to feel? All right, no, I just before we move on, I just want to ask, like, imagine you're that teacher, you're a guy. How are you supposed to take that? On one hand, like, oh, okay, people think
There's
I'm
only one
attractive.
way. No, there's only one way to take that. Right? Yeah, I know you're thinking you're expecting some big old joke or something. That's that bottom line. That's fucking wrong.
But
If you're a
not
high
doing
school
anything
teacher,
wrong.
right? No, yeah, but I'm saying that's wrong of them to do. But like I hope for his sake he reported that the second it happened.
but what that insinuates is that
Well-
he probably did report it up, and then they're like, okay, you know what?
You have
Like
to
he
leave.
reported it.
I hope that's what happened. I hope he didn't like jerk off to it a couple times and be like, "Oh, I'll tell him."
Yeah, I'll tell him. I'll tell him tomorrow.
Look at this.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like the seniors, from what I remember
Well, yeah.
hearing.
So like, oh, I'm
what
of age.
grade they're in doesn't make
Okay,
a
well,
difference. if
okay?
they're
First
minors
off,
or
who said it?
minors.
I don't know. I
Where
don't
did
know
she?
how I
Where
heard
did she
that
hear
information.
from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Me?
Let's look it up.
I remember I didn't hear about it until we were in the building.
Yeah, but what was the source?
But I don't.
Okay, well
remember
then this
who.
is
I just
pointless.
remember being
There's
in
literally
the
nothing to talk
hallway.
about here. Literally nothing, because it was something you've heard years after he left. The insane fucking baseless
What-
rumors that you don't
what
even
was
have
his name?
anecdotes for.
What was his name?
I'm not gonna say his name.
But you still put it in literally everyone.
Why would you put it
No
there?
one's in this Discord.
That's
I'll
not even
delete
his...
it. Oh, I spelled the first name wrong. Whatever.
Y'all got a fucked up state. First.
All
of
right, well that's
Right.
bullshit.
So I googled Minnesota teacher gets sent nudes. Right. Pretty
Yeah.
generic.
How many results? How many results?
Lindsay Schneeberger charged with sending her nudes to a female student. A teacher from Hibbing. I don't know
Oh,
where that's
sounds
at.
familiar.
Not that right.
Sent nudes to minors. Someone named Jordan Kochevar was 28 years old. Another Hibbing elementary school teacher sent nudes to a student. Elementary school, by the way. Yikers, dude, that's insane. A Burnsville teacher having sex with a 16-year-old student.
This one's kind of fucked, so I'm sure it's unrelated.
Substitute teacher extorting children. Minnesota teacher having sex with a 15-year-old boy.
Okay, we get it. There's a
Teacher
lot of
sexually
pedophiles.
assaulting
There's a lot in your state too. I've looked into it. Okay. God damn.
I'm just like, that's what the hell are y'all doing? Not you guys, but what are teachers doing in y'all state?
Yeah,
man?
it happens. It
Stop
happens
dealing
in
with
your
kids.
state too. All right. Like, you know, I can't really say the statistics of it, but
there's like got to be at least like 10 cases in each state where it's happened. So I was just gonna say in one of the chats, one of our guests has the same last name as someone who allegedly sent and received images containing minors.
Well, I don't.
This person has the same last name as one of our guests. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure they're not family, but same last name. That's kind of
Interesting.
suspicious.
But yeah, it has been a while, so we do need to go to Fad. We can converse about other things. Will said it's happening.
Indeed.
So
Yeah, eat your fucking Doritos. All right, once we're back, cut that shit
yeah,
out.
I was gonna say like, well, you didn't finish your triple McChickens.
Me? Who?
You. Me?
Jesus Christ!
Oh, I thought I. Oh my god.
No,
my
even
bad.
hearing it. Do you be complaining about pedophiles and then hearing the crunch in the bag? All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. We'll go to break here.
No, I've been drinking. I have a mason jar full of. It's half full of some stuff that my stepdad made. He used white American oak and made a whiskey out of it.
Interesting.
And I've been enjoying that. So I was like, what would pair better with that than some Carl's Jr. or Hardy's? Same thing.
We'll get our opinions on that after break. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy freedom
Oh,
VPN. Enjoy
I thought we
freedom
were on-
VPN.
Yes.
Opinion Planet.
Are you tired of constantly wondering if big government or big tech is spying on you, recording and tracking all of your movements, all of your data, and selling it to data broker companies or other governments even? Then you should try Freedom VPN, the most secure VPN in the world. Co-founded by former CIA and Mossad cybersecurity analyst experts, Freedom VPN takes your personal liberty to the next level using 10th generation encryption technology that won't be accessible to the public until the year 2036. Freedom VPN stops threat actors and tyrannical governments right in their tracks before they affect you. Freedom VPN also protects you while surfing the dark web, letting you explore the internet's twisted cousin without worry of some overpaid FBI agent following whatever services you're purchasing. Freedom VPN is also the only VPN in the world that has the capability to reverse track any would-be hacker, letting you know exactly who they are, when they initiated their attack, as well as giving you the options on how you'd like to respond. Dox their information to social media websites, have the Department of Homeland Security open up a level 3 investigation into their entire family history, or send a group of tier 2 special forces to completely wipe them off the face of the fucking earth. The choice is up to you, my friend. Sign up for Freedom VPN today at OPP.com. Use code BRUH to get 15% off. Again, that's code BRUH at OPP.com website to claim 15% off your first month. We look forward to securing freedom with you.
And now, we return to our hosts.
little boy.
Back! We're back from break. I just peeked there, so I don't apologize to headphone users.
I would like to take this moment to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. The double try. All right, it's not funny to make Conor McGregor jokes anymore. You don't even know who he is. Calm down.
Oppression will continue. I support racial oppression. And that's a Miyamoto standard right there. That has, yeah.
So we're back after that long advertisement.
Yeah, we're talking about things
hope
here
you
and
guys
there.
sign up for- Yeah, I hope you guys sign up for Freedom VPN because it is the most secure VPN in the world. Molly,
Yes.
what do you want to do with your life?
This is your hour. This is your time to shine.
That's a great question.
It is.
You
You know,
if you were on your deathbed right now, what would be something like, oh, that'd be kind of cool if I was able to do that?
No, go ahead.
you know, I think I'm pretty satisfied with my life.
Jesus Christ.
You could sell pictures of your toes for like $75 a piece.
All right, something beyond that.
Wanna
Think
see
bigger.
my toes?
Are you offering?
Think bigger, like
Yeah, do
bosoms.
you want to see my toes?
No, I'm good. I'm just saying, like, if money is a big concern, toe pics, especially with this helicopter, it's 75,000. All you have to do is have 1,000 subscribers, buy one picture of your toes for $75 a piece. You can buy the
You know, it's
helicopter.
funny because it's not about the money, though, right?
If it's not about the money, then I don't know what makes you happy.
But apparently,
Do what makes you
it's
happy.
thrift storing, right? It's
If you don't
thrifting,
know-
is being a thrift store worker. That's what makes you happy in life, in total.
Okay, well, star on Storage Wars.
That's like my main source of happiness.
Why?
Go do
Is it just
storage
like because
shit.
of the people, or what? You like your job?
At times, no, but overall, I typically do, enjoy my job.
Is it because of the people, though? Or is it because it's so, like, mundane and you repeat the tasks over and over? You like the repetitiveness.
I do.
That's interesting.
I like that. It's a nice little boring town for the most part, aside from the few creepy guys here and there that come along.
Yeah, take photos of underage girls' asses.
Take videos of girls' asses while they're in the store.
Or detrimental amounts of feces all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, cleaning up shit off the walls.
Yep. But that's not like an everyday occurrence. For the most part, it's your average customer.
So are you saying that this is like you couldn't go anywhere else and do the same thing? And have the same
No.
happiness?
No.
You couldn't leave?
I mean, I can leave if I choose to.
But you want to stay within the same state, in the same area, doing the same stuff for your whole life?
I could do it, probably. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you could do it, but would you enjoy your life doing that?
Would you say at the end of your life, would you be like, I feel fulfilled?
I guess I wouldn't use fulfilled as the word choice. I don't know. I'm a very boring person. I feel like
Why would you say that about yourself, though? But you're interesting to yourself, though, because you enjoy the stuff you do.
Yeah, but that doesn't make me like an interesting person.
But it's interesting to you, right?
Do you want a job that makes you an interesting person, or
Care about being an interesting person. As long as I am happy.
so is it like the socializing thing that is what you like about the job, or is it just that it's like familiar and comfortable?
Part of it's the familiarity. Part of it's some of the employees. Can you play with them for a bit so they stop scratching the door because it's irritating me a lot. Part of the reason I enjoy my job to where I don't want to leave is because, you know, I get decent, like, I don't know, it's not like I'm starting over from it and I have to like build up PTO from the ground and like wait however many months for it, and then it's like I get a paid lunch break and a paid like 10-15 minute break.
Okay, you got
That's
that with
enjoyable.
most salary jobs.
But a lot of the jobs I would do wouldn't be a salary job.
Why not,
So,
though?
It would be an hourly.
is that an issue that it's hourly versus salary?
You'd rather it be hourly?
No.
Would you prefer one way or the other?
You can find salary jobs, or
I don't really.
Shit,
I
I
don't
could
know.
get you on a bus to a salary job in 2 weeks.
No. No. I'm fine with my hourly. Like, I don't really fucking care if it's a salary or not.
so okay. So I'm just saying, if you're saying just because you like your paid breaks, you know that's the reason why you like it. You can also get that with a salary job.
Okay, give me a salary job that you think I'd like.
I'm not going to do that because I don't know what you like. You've
known me
Also, don't.
the
No,
fact that you
no.
can't even tell me what you like, though.
I
I know that you
fine.
like cosmetology, and you talked
You
about
like
going to
kids?
cosmetology
Like
school.
kids? Do you like kids?
No. I guess
Okay.
my whole life I have enjoyed like creative things over math and like, you know, things that you're supposed to learn in school.
So would you rather be an entrepreneur then? Or
I mean, I have my own business right now. So it's not like I'm just working at the thrift store. I have my crochet business. So, you know, I think I'd enjoy doing that as like a full-time job, as like my life job or something.
Would it be something that you'd be comfortable with expanding? Or is it something that you would want to do by yourself?
I don't know how I really would expand, because it's not like I'd employ people.
Like, are you set on only doing crochet?
Yeah.
if you made enough, would you employ people?
If the demand was high enough?
Oh, it's made by Molly.
Okay. So what?
Okay, just hire some other people named Molly.
Different.
Yeah.
I know a guy named Molly. His last name's
It's the idea of it, you know?
his first name's Brady, his last name's Molly.
Yeah.
For short.
There's you know, Walton, you know, the Mr. Walton, you know, the guy who made Walmart, you know, just because his name was in the fucking brand doesn't mean it has to be just from him.
Yeah, but Molly's not selling groceries.
That
I'm selling
you're
handmade
missing my
products.
fucking point here.
Does it have to? I could change my name to Molly. and I could hand make products.
What? So you're just
Right.
afraid of?
You could teach me. You could teach me the same way that you crochet. I could do it the exact
So
same
okay,
way.
so are you
Right.
just
So is it not made by Molly at that point, or does it
Technically,
have to
yes,
be made by
but
you?
when it comes to like, no product is gonna look the exact same
Yeah.
when you crochet.
Yeah, I know.
So like, especially when it comes to different people are gonna have different like yarn over, yarn
so
under.
the whole point of it is to
So
keep
at that point, if no two crocheted items are the same, how are the customers going to know who crocheted it?
Because there's usually at least some sort of a tell. I don't know. I can grab a product that I've bought and one that I've made, and you can probably be like, oh yeah, that's not what.
Okay, so
You're used
you'd
to
rather
seeing.
opt for making less money for being integral to your customers. I guess that's good. So I guess is that what your dream is in life, is to just keep working on a local crochet business and thrift store?
Eventually, I'd like to just have the crochet business and not work
How are
at
you
the
going to do
thrift
that all by
store.
yourself though, without having like
Now, would it be
other people?
Because there are people out there that like sell their stuff on Etsy and do craft fairs and markets and stuff that just do it by themselves. So I know it's possible.
it is?
It's a very busy life.
It can be
It's
done.
possible, yeah.
Are you trying to just do online work? Are you trying to get like a brick and mortar established setup where people can walk in and like look at your work?
I wouldn't have like an actual, like, it wouldn't be my store. I thought about trying to look into a certain place to see if selling at a store would be an option, but for the most part I like doing the craft fairs that I've done. It's fun seeing what people enjoy, so I know what to like make more of and
So
stuff.
like having your own actual physical building that's just for your products, it's kind of out of the question.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, you can make, from what she's told me, is like, as far as her profits go, like, you'd have to be in a crochet hotspot where everyone fucking buys just to pay for an actual building, as opposed to like renting out
Either
the spot
that
at
or
a
hire
craft
more
fair.
people. But
Yeah, but that's more
That's
money.
what I was. That's what I was
I
getting.
wouldn't
That's what I
wanna
was getting at.
actually manage
But
a business in a sense where it's like I'm an owner and I have to like, I don't know. I like just having me sit in my little spot on the couch crocheting. I don't know.
I
I would
guess in today's society, brick and mortar isn't really such an important
yeah,
thing to have. As long as you have a strong presence, either on the internet or like you were saying, like at a fair, or having a booth at some sort of an event or something like that, I think is
Yeah.
really, honestly, a more effective method. But not only because once you decide you're like, this is my store where I'm selling my stuff, you know, then people you're not going to get as much foot traffic just because of the fact that like they have to physically go into that building to have
Yeah.
access to your products.
So let me ask you this: how do you scale up with what you like to do, which is just like craft fairs, pretty much? How do you make that your primary focus?
just, I don't know, because like right now I'm not doing any more for the year. So it's kind of just a experiment with new patterns I found, see which ones I like, which ones I kind of am just like, I don't want to ever make this
you ever
again.
thought?
Yeah.
Have you thought about making your own website yet? Do you have business cards? I know you have business cards.
I've thought about making a little Etsy shop. I want to have products and not just like a made to order thing. I want to physically have the item made before I list
Just
it.
make your own
So
website.
I'd have
Okay, so you want like an inventory, but you'll also take like special requests on top of that.
not the dog in the back.
I know. I'm sorry. She.
I don't know about special requests.
You're about to go to fucking jail. Like, stop. Sorry.
No. I guess for like family friends and stuff, I'm fine with like taking special orders. Hell, one of my old elementary school teachers saw me at one of the craft fairs and then asked if I could make something that they saw I had in certain colors.
So, I
and then
mean-
they paid for it, and then I did that for them, but that's because I knew them.
So you just don't take special requests then?
Unless it's
Well,
someone I know.
yeah, so you don't
But
take
yeah.
special requests. Yeah, so you have a business card. What is that just for your... What's on there?
Right now it's my email and phone number.
So what is that for
I
then?
was gonna... When I made it, I was thinking like, oh, so like people can email me with orders, but now I'm kind of not wanting to do that. But if they have any like, I don't know.
So that's why you could have
questions,
like your own website, or I guess if you really wanted to start out with an Etsy shop. But I would do a website, an easy name that they can
But
go
that's
to.
not gonna get me the following, except for the people that will grab my business card at a craft fair.
You can also probably advertise on like Facebook.
Well, that's where it's going to take some footwork. Like, you can start trying to get a presence on some sort of social media platform, or
I have made an Instagram account for it, so I'm gonna edit my business cards and order new ones, I think, so I can like have, instead of people texting me or something, they have my Instagram for my business to like find where I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Update.
you just got to be smart about it. Like, it's 2024. You got to make like a racist comment, and then have your link in the bio, like in your bio on TikTok, or in the description, or something like that, or like use like a popular sound or something, so your video pops up and gets more views or something like that. There's a certain, I don't know, I feel like in today's modern advertising, there's a certain level of like sleaziness that you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we need like more as a brand as OPP. We need to do more sleazy, but
I don't want to do that.
And I don't mean sleazy like I'm not saying sleazy like skanky. I'm just saying like you kind of gotta like below the belt advertise kind of thing. You kind of gotta do stuff like TikTok advertisements, and negative attention is attention.
I mean, I don't know if I did say something racist, but negative attention is attention.
It was just that was just an example.
Because my target audience would pretty much be kids, because I make animals. I make
so like TikTok then, because they're definitely on there.
Throw in like what's something kids like these days, like Paw Patrol. Make like a Paw Patrol edit or something.
No, because if you sell something, or if it's like an advertisement for a business that's based off of a copyrighted item, that's it kind of gets in the copyrighted territory, lawsuit time.
Just don't be too popular, and it won't be an issue.
I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Manage your popularity. You can get popular, just don't get too popular. Like, don't start making money off of the TikTok videos.
Well, I guess just don't do anything with Nintendo, because it doesn't matter how big you are.
No, you can make Pokemon.
Okay.
At least don't advertise it maybe on TikTok, but like at the actual fucking booths. Nintendo's gonna have their.
I mean, I guess, yeah, if you really wanted to. I would just make my own characters, but
They will if I give them if I tip them off.
you know, you
that
could
they're
you could do
selling
like
their
you could
product.
do like the little the tie, you know, those stuffed animals, you know, they have a name, they have their own little story.
It just happens to look like
Yeah.
Pikachu. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Pikachu. It's yellow lightning
Yeah.
rat. Like it's not the same.
It's like a different. It's like in the same Pokemon font and everything.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
same. His little cheeks aren't pink; they're
Yeah.
purple. It's not pink; it's salmon. His ears aren't black; it's charcoal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you think you could scale, or like, do you think you could attend enough craft fairs and still make profit, like after all yarn expenses and booth expenses, travel costs? I mean, I know you've done what, 3 craft fairs, and you haven't really done like a very in-depth calculation of like how much profit did you actually
You should
make
definitely
besides
like
yarn?
if you want to make it a
I-
business, you should definitely like calculate all that out.
What's
My
the
lady's gonna help me with that.
what's the average cost of a booth
Um,
space at one of these fairs?
Oh, it varies depending on how big it is, what town it
Yeah, but what's the
is.
average?
Like if you had to average it out, are we talking like $200 or
Not that high. At least the first one was $75, the second one was 55, the third one was 25.
let's call it $60. We'll call it $60 average. What would you say you sell if you have a most sold product by now? What does it sell for?
Around $24 for the ones that have sold out every time.
Okay, and how much does it cost to make that?
And that's where it gets fun.
That's where it gets difficult because it depends on which brand of yarn I use.
So that comes, in my opinion, I feel like that comes down to some due diligence on your part,
Yeah.
using a consistent brand to have consistent overhead costs for what you're making. I understand that not all yarn is going to be available at the same
It's
time
also
all the time.
colors and stuff.
Right. Different color yarn costs a different amount, different types of yarn, made out of a different
Buy from
material.
the stores, buy online, and then you can keep track of the prices better. Buy in bulk.
All right, so I made a dinosaur today, and the yarn. It took 2 different colors of yarn. I would say not even half of the main color and like the tiniest bit of the second color. Like
3%.
yeah, like 3% of it. And these yarns each cost $5. So I could for sure make 2 because of this light blue.
Mhm.
And then
How much would you price the dinosaur? So the total cost of the yarn for this particular animal is about $10 for the yarn.
yes,
How
and
much?
that's without using all of it.
Okay.
So
How many dinosaurs could you make from those 2?
I'd probably be able to make 2.5.
Okay. So how much would you sell a dinosaur for?
This one would be probably 15.
Okay. So yeah, I
So,
mean it's profitable. Yeah. You'd have to. This would be the unfun part of the business, but like once you get it all over and done with, at least like your consistent designs, calculating how much it really costs to make it, how much is left over, then you can start
Yeah.
really getting into the nitty gritty of like how much you're actually making. And then you
Right.
have to take away still like travel fees, because if you're going to be traveling 2, 3, 4 hours away for some of these craft fairs, if you're doing it as a full-time thing,
But then the mileage is also a tax write-off.
it's a tax write-off, but you still have to pay for the
So,
gas and
yeah.
short-term costs versus what you're going to get back in fucking yeah.
But 2 out of the 3 craft fairs, I made like close to what I make in a paycheck that I have in my 2 week
Yeah. So
for my job. So
what do you think the biggest hindrance is to making money by going through this path, and how would you try and offset it? Is it just the scarcity of craft fairs?
It's not even that. It's just the time. I don't have enough time in my everyday life to get enough inventory to do
Yeah.
all the
So-
Okay,
projects.
but if this was to become your full-time concern,
Yeah.
not having the second job, is it more feasible for you?
I mean, it'd be more feasible. I guess, like,
Yeah.
what would it take for you to
Because
get to the point where you can make
there
this your
is
full-time endeavor?
also the non-monetary value, like your own person. How much of that time, of your personal time, are you spending traveling, making all of this stuff? Monetary returns on investment is one thing, but like how much of your time, your sleep, time to relax and a lot of that are you actually losing trying to make this work?
See, but when I am relaxing, I know that this isn't my full-time job now. I am just crocheting. Like, that's how this even became an idea for me to do craft fairs and start a business, was because I would crochet like every second of free time I had, pretty much. So it's like, Paris, why'd you have to brat
Hey, what's the
boy?
name of the company again?
What company?
Your company.
My company, Made by Molly.
Do you already have? You already own the domain?
That's gonna be a
Um,
no.
It's like under the actual, like, that is my business name.
No. Do you know? Do you
Um,
own the domain for the website?
No.
Oh, okay. Somebody already owns it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
Um,
Um,
are you able to put some pictures of like your products in here?
Made by Molly is also a sugar
Perchance.
cookie cake company.
yeah, there's a lot of weird things when it comes to like names for businesses. Like, you can buy it to where no one else would be able to use it ever.
That'd be kind of funny if
But
you did that.
I thought about
You should
it.
do Made by Molly Designs. Nobody owns that one yet, unless somebody's listening.
But I'm not designing anything.
I mean, you could expand your company with that.
Are you using pre-made like
Yeah.
designs for this stuff?
She buys the patterns off of what, Instagram?
Etsy.
Etsy.
I get free ones off of Instagram.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, she's not really designing what she buys.
what I'm making.
Yes.
Would that be something you'd be willing to try?
Making my own patterns. I have thought about it. I just feel like that'll be a horrible mess. That'll just be a waste of money and yarn.
What if you
And
just
how-
take an idea? Never. I haven't crocheted.
Molly
so
Made
I'm
It
not
is
entirely
also.
sure how hard it is. You know what domain I bet is open?
What?
Dead ass Molly crocheted this herself.com.
Okay, well, yeah.
But on a serious note, it all really comes down to like how big you want this to be. Is this something you want to be able to like?
But hold up. I
Make a
typed that in. It
sustainable,
is
like-
available, and it added it to my cart immediately. All right.
Nice. Like, it also depends on what kind of return you're expecting on this. Is this just a hobby you want to make money off of, or is this like something you're like, I really want this to be like a livable income?
It's really hard to say, because there's a lot of times where like people will start a business where it's like, oh, I enjoy doing this as my hobby. I can make money off of it. It'll be my business, and then they end up hating it.
But you love it, and you
And
said
I don't want to fall under that bubble, but I feel like I would just enjoy it more.
I think you would enjoy it more than working at a thrift store for the rest of your life.
I probably would enjoy it more than working most jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe this could just be something that the young folks call a side hustle, and you just keep it long term.
Yeah. I mean, what point would you have to get to in order to like pull the trigger and do this as like a full-time thing?
I would need to be selling online and at craft fairs probably.
Okay. So
Yeah.
work towards that.
Yeah.
Work on the online side of it as well as like try and see. I mean, you use this time off from like not going to the craft fairs to try and do like math on how many products you can squeeze out of how many skeins of yarn, what the return is, what you estimate your inventory to be, and then how many craft fairs you could attend, the time it take. You have to do all the math, all the fun, boring shit. Once you
a
get
tax person for that.
yeah, but like it would probably help if like you do it yourself as well, so that way if they fuck up, you can be like, oh, actually, dumb bitch, you failed to consider. It
I
also
think
like the tax person's going to do what's best for the tax person, so they might not.
right.
They're handling however many other people. It's your bit. Just double check the shit. All right, you're gonna have to do it yourself. But
Oops.
I mean, hey,
Put it out.
you know how to look toward getting this as like your full-time thing, and then you can also like start to base like, okay, what is my best case scenario monthly, yearly income? What is my likely and what is my worst case? And how do I afford worst case and average case?
Yeah.
Whatever, like
I think a lot of these businesses fail because too many people try to use it as a sole source of income too early.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this business can't support your lifestyle at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I've
I
done
think
I think
I think
No.
it could hit a point where it could, but using it as like a side thing for now until you do get the footing,
Yeah,
or even like Amadeus was suggesting, uh, just kind of using this time where you're not in as high a demand yet to start laying the groundwork for having high demand. And then once you feel like you're ready, start really pressing the envelope and really work on advertising so that you have that basis and inventory and the setup to be able to sustain a high volume.
yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, I think in general we already know, you want to be an entrepreneur. There's a reason why you're doing, a podcast with us. There's a reason why you're doing some other projects that, I have pitched. And why did somebody put thick of it? But
because Molly's in the thick of it
okay.
right now.
She will be. Have you tried talking to Logan Paul?
No, I should really
Yeah.
reach out.
Would you if given the chance?
You
Would
know,
I?
maybe he could have you start crocheting prime bottles,
Yeah.
or
What if?
like a sort of like koozie for a prime bottle.
Yeah, and you can like add a little mold spot on the lunchlies.
I'd
You
have
know,
to get paid a lot of money for that.
crochet some sort of drippy cheese thing. You know,
Oh, nasty.
Yeah, just crochet and lunchly.
Soak it.
it really depends on where your morals stand. Right?
Oh,
Me
and then he could get
personally,
sued by Lunchly, and
and
that's the bad press you want because it's not bad
this is
press.
this is right. But you are right, because people are going to be like, "Oh, what was it she was crocheting that got her sued by Lunchly?" And then people are like, "Holy shit, that looks exactly like a Lunchly. It's just
Yeah.
crocheted."
It's like those cake videos, Is it?
Is it
Real
Lunchly or is
Yeah,
it
exactly.
crochet?
You could crochet J. Cole's face and like advertise it as like attach this to your
That could
punching
actually
bag.
be an ad campaign. Like you can make like a little crochet cat and then pretend like, is this a real cat or is it crochet?
Right. And and the comments are gonna be people like, it's obviously fucking crochet.
Yeah, he's just
right?
raging.
But you're drumming up business. You're drumming up views. You're drumming up comments and likes.
So,
Or
I-
thumbs down. But people are still looking at it.
Salem,
Or you could just throw a Hail Mary and only pander to one specific crowd of people. That's a little riskier. You could come off as a pedophile. But you could really, really hard.
she's a woman. She's a woman. She can't
she's
be a
a
pedophile.
woman.
She can't be a pedophile. She's a woman.
That is
Okay,
true.
Opinion Planet Podcast.
If
We're
I-
talking about pedophiles, entrepreneurship, and future business adventures.
If I walked into an elementary school and said, "Hey kids, I crocheted these. Do you want them?" I'm going to jail. I'm going straight to jail. But that's where you have that advantage. You could sneak into the next book fair, be like, "Hey, do you want a crocheted bookmark or like a curious joke?" See, that's the thing. It's like I don't think I know what kids like these days. What do you want me to crochet you a V-buck? Like I don't know what kids like these days.
That would be kind of cool.
I guess primes and lunchleys and maybe make a Roblox character or something. I don't know.
All right, so we already kind of like we got to the root of the issue, right? We know what she wants to do. You know?
Well, that's good though.
Yeah,
We did figure that out.
we brought that up and we solved it, and Amadeus didn't have to say a word.
What?
Well, he did a lot of it.
Well, I mean, he steered us
think.
in the direction in the beginning, and then, both of us concluded that, it's something to do with crocheting, and then we started talking about that more.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Is that
I don't
Freddy
know.
Fazbear?
You sound uninterested. You sound uninterested in someone's dreams.
The only reason I sound uninterested is because this is like the 10th time, and I don't even know if she enjoys talking about it.
What are you fucking looking at?
Crochet.
Who?
heart.
But Nocam, who gives a shit? Right? Her dreams belong to us.
Oh
now.
shit!
We're the men,
Okay.
remember?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
We're men,
Who,
so
who
we talk
gives a
for
fuck
her.
what her dreams are? Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna
Exactly.
make okay. This is good. Now we're cooking
Right.
with oil here. This is what we want to
The
talk
only-
about.
The only reason she's in the thick of it is because Amadeus said so.
The only reason she's in the thick of it is because she's not doing men's duties. She's not doing her
Right.
duty as a female.
And you're very feminine.
Your body, my choice. I mean, that's really where America's going these days. It's clear as day.
Yeah.
I walk outside in the morning to get the mail, and I take a deep breath in and I take a deep breath out. I'm like, thank God I own the rights to every female's body now.
Yep.
Thank you. Because
No,
that makes sense and it's feasible, and it's just a logical.
Well, and I
choice.
also I go home and I pray to my Donald Trump body pillow and I say thank you.
I say thank you for giving me the right to control every woman on this planet.
And then I jerk off into my coffee cup and drink it. But that's just what America is nowadays.
Right. Sensibly, it belongs to
See,
us.
this is what happens when we don't
always
have
has.
topics from viewers.
That's kind of funny because I do know the anime character that's on
That is wild. Of course you do.
Miyamoto, what are your thoughts on abortion?
My
Course you
God.
do. It's rated E for everyone. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Well, on a serious note, though, right? Like, I don't know. This is gonna sound weird, right? Like, I look at it like the whole like, it's a fetus, it's got life, stuff like whatever. I don't really think that deep into it. Look, if you okay, this is gonna all right. I had to sit up in my chair for this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this as blunt as I'm gonna say it. If you're a whore and then you try to get an abortion because you slept with a bunch of people and got pregnant, you should have to suffer the consequences for being a whore.
How do you prove that though? Like, wouldn't that be the state's onus to prove that?
If you have a frequent flyer punch card to Planned Parenthood, you're probably a whore. Obviously, they don't do that. I think it'd be funny if they did, but obviously they don't do that. But like, y-
So what you get like
it's just
you get
like
you get three strikes and then no more.
like the, everybody knows that there are definitely people on this planet that be going in there like at an unhealthy amount to get abortions.
I don't think there's too many people that would do that because it is, one, not super cheap. Two, it is a very painful experience to go through.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think most normal people would want to put their body through that much pain for multiple abortions. And if they do, they should never be able to.
They're just doing it because it's like
if they're doing that, if they're frequent
doing it
flyers,
maliciously.
then then probably just
It's
not
like
let them have
it
kids
fucking
if
hurts, but I
they
hate
so they can have
children.
kids or something. I don't know, right? Whatever. I just me personally, I think like getting abortion. If you have to be like, yeah, I've had abortions. That's kind of crazy. Like I don't know. Me personally, right? If I get somebody pregnant, like I am good. Yeah. See, I'm gonna have the kid. Obviously, that's that whole like, it's their body, it's their choice thing, whatever, right?
Dude, what is up with you guys
I
and
would.
having fucking like your full name on display in live chat? All right, well, bro ate and left no
What do
crumbs.
you mean?
Thank
Oh,
you,
me?
fucking someone in the 82nd. Bam. Next time you should have probably put something to cover up your name there. Sorry,
I
continue.
thought I changed mine.
No, it's still your first and last name.
That's not my name. The first name, yeah, but the last one's just a handle. Fucking snitching ass.
Dude,
Jesus.
change it, please.
I did. It didn't change that.
Okay.
Okay. Bro ate and left no crumbs. What is he talking about? Is he talking about what I said?
I don't know where they're at right now.
I don't know. But I don't know. The whole abortion thing is touchy, right? Because a lot of people are like, the men shouldn't have a say in it because they didn't do anything or whatever. But like, getting an abortion isn't. It took two people to make it. It shouldn't take one person to make the decision. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it really depends on the situation. And maybe I'm just
Yeah,
saying that because
so
I'm a woman, but if it's like a one night
No,
stand and you're not
but-
gonna like ever see him again, I feel like
no, I think the rapist should have a say.
no,
Yeah.
that's different. That's different.
If
That
you're
is different. I will agree that is different. But
if you're in a love
like,
and committed relationship, then yes, the man should have a say.
but that's how do you measure a loving relationship? Like, how do you measure that?
If they're in an actual
Because if you leave it up to the court system, they're gonna hit you with some. If you've been sharing a domicile for more than a year, you're in a loving relationship. Well, well, what if I'm just platonically roommates with a female? We've technically been living together for a year, right?
and then you end up having
We
sex
could.
with that Like, cause
It,
yeah,
I don't know. I it's a difficult thing to like because there's so many different ways that it could go. There's no
Yeah.
one right answer and there's no one wrong answer.
What do you think the closest thing to a right answer is? I'm not gonna judge.
Um,
I have my own
no,
opinions.
um,
I'm not gonna
it's like
insult you for yours.
if both people see, I don't know, that's weird, right? Like, let's say I get somebody pregnant and I want to raise the kid and I want nothing, they don't want anything to do with the kid, and I'm
Yeah.
cool with it, right? Like, eh, as long as if they're fine giving birth to the kid, then that's unless there's some weird like fetus transplant thing that I'm not aware of or whatever. And if they're fine with having the kid and having me raise the kid, then that's whatever, right? But I think for an abortion to happen, like relationship, and they have a kid, I think both people should have to make that decision.
Yeah.
yes.
I don't think it should be like the female just walks in and is like, "Get this shit the fuck out of me," or the dude walks in and is like, "Get that shit out of her. I
Get
don't
that
fucking
shit
like
out of
her."
her.
You know, that shouldn't be. It's not just like a matter of like having two people's consent, but that no matter how you slice it or how you look at it, that is a massive decision for just one person to be making on their own. And that's also a lot of pressure for one person to be making on their own, in my opinion.
Right.
There's
Have you considered
there's a lot
running
of
for, like office of politics? Because you're pretty good at that.
I'm not gonna no. No. I can't be a politician. I'm way too racist and
Well, I mean,
That
according
doesn't.
to the future governor of North Carolina, that doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, that guy was caught
I
not
don't know.
making. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore,
Yeah.
right?
I
Maybe a
don't know.
couple
I
decades
I
ago.
do wish that a lot of people would look at stuff like this with a little bit more of a there's no right or wrong answer way about it. Just be honest with people. Don't be like abortion's bad, abortion's right. Just be honest. I'm pretty sure that you'd have a lot more people be like, "Yeah, I get that." If you just get up there and you're like, "Look, this shit's confusing. Like there are so many different ways that this could happen."
Yeah. Well,
Like
that's why.
it's like it's such a touchy subject.
That's why you just
There
find compromise.
there can't be a right and wrong answer. There can't.
You got to come to a middle ground, all right? Because
There's
neither
there,
side on both extremes is
there's
I
some
disagree with.
things, right? Like if a female is raped, right, and gets pregnant, that's different, right? Because obviously the rapist isn't gonna. They're a rapist. They forfeited so much shit by being a rapist, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to force
And
that female
are you
to
gonna?
raise a child like that.
I'm sorry. It's when it comes to cases where it's like, oh, I was raped. So many people are like, you can't prove it. It's your word against their word.
Right.
Or it's
See,
just
and that's
your
that
word.
whole
Yeah.
and I wish it could be as simple as being like, well, if you're wrong, then you live with the guilt of that shit. But there are some people that just don't care. They don't feel guilty about stuff like that. You can only hope that they do, or hope
Yeah.
that they're telling the
Or there's
truth.
cases where like they
You know,
eventually do feel guilty, or maybe they do at the time, but they're too afraid to say, to retract what they said because they're
right?
angry at the time.
You know, by that point, it's already too late. Like the child was aborted
Yeah.
at that point. Like there's nothing, and that's where like even something like that, like rape, like you want to believe everybody. If somebody comes up to me and says I got raped, I'm not going to be like bullshit, right?
Right.
You don't want to sit there and be like you're fucking lying. You just can't do that. You know, Uh, that's why it's such a difficult thing.
Yeah.
You gotta you have no choice but to take it case by case.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you need to have the case? Because like you can't prove until the court says so, and then by then it would be way too late.
Well, at that point, maybe there should be, and this is going to sound like a ridiculous like allocation of funding or something, but like if it's that serious of a problem, maybe there should be a court that is specifically there to handle situations like that. That might just specifically handle abortion cases outright. I don't know. That like there's that the old judicial system to me is whack as fuck anyways.
We have the
But
best
like
legal system. We have the best
no,
legal system. Don't
it,
discredit it.
I no one person should be sitting there trying to do all of that by themselves. And I'm not saying that everybody's a fucking idiot, but like it goes back to that like that the one person sitting there. Yeah, there's the whole jury and all of that stuff, but like I don't know. The judicial I don't know the right answer for the judicial system, but we're not living the right answer right now. I don't know the right answer. I just know this isn't it. I don't
Yeah.
know what it would look like. I couldn't even begin to tell you, but what we got right now ain't it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's a lot of the way that America works. Everyone that sits down and is like, I know the right fucking answer for the way that the government needs to work, like you're lying. There's
I
no, I don't know the right way. I know this shit ain't the right way, but like
Yeah.
there's something that's got to change. But we need that. There needs to be some way that a lot of people can sit down and be completely honest with each other and be like, we need to figure out the way that's actually going to work out the best.
Yeah. Well, I have the answers. So once I get elected to be a congressperson, then things
Right.
will change. Things will change.
I had brought up if I become president, instigating this entire like cocaine campaign thing that I'm sure Nocam remembers it. Basically, I would use cocaine warfare to win the nation's wars and eventually become like the empire, like pinnacle of the rest of the world.
So you want to do what the Nazis did? Use meth on their soldiers and just
No, actually, it would be cocaine dependency.
everyone would be
So
cocaine
I
dependent.
would. So America would be the sole. We would actually befriend South America, where
I don't
a lot like
Yeah.
cocaine comes out of.
I don't
Befriend
understand.
them and use cocaine like almost weaponize it. I'm talking airburst cocaine bombs and use it across the entire planet
Interesting.
Yeah.
and do this for like 7 to 8 years, right?
Well, you have to do
Hey,
it like
so-
with the
Or actually, I would use it for the entire first presidency.
do it.
And then my second election, I would take all the cocaine away so they become dependent on this super America for cocaine.
Do it the way that
so that they would rely on us.
do it the way that conspiracy theorists think, and like start like just like having contrails of it in the air, and then it just kind of, So
You're
I wouldn't
Siri-
hide it. I would not hide it. They would be big ass bombs
they're
painted to look like the American flag, air bursting red, white, and blue cocaine over largely populated.
yeah. So then you
cities.
have like a single engine
coming
plane.
out with it as I am coming out with it as straightforward and honest as I
So
can be.
like a single
There
engine
will
plane.
be fucking receipts coming out of these bombs that said paid for by the President of the United States
Yeah,
of America.
leaflets.
I don't want to hide it. I want them to know who gave them airburst cocaine on demand.
Well, yeah, and then you could also
We've
have
already
like one of those
I
like
would use-
banners on the
I
back
would
of
use
planes.
Amazon drones for it. I would use Amazon drones for it. Like I would create jobs by creating this cocaine
We've already done
dependent
this.
world.
Let me break your mind. We've already done this in the 80s with crack, which is derived from cocaine,
Yes.
except it was a bit smaller scale.
But the only thing is they wouldn't I'm talking. This is complete transparent. I'm not hiding anything.
Okay.
I will
Then-
go and address the nation and be like, yes, I airburst 11,000 pounds of cocaine over Kabul. I'm not hiding that.
there's
I'll be
gonna
like,
a
yes,
So
Muslim
let's just
child.
start.
I did
Okay,
that.
well, what would you do if the adversaries start getting angry?
Coke them
Guess
up.
what? Yes, I would coke them up too. And it's
How are you
not.
going to get
It's
into the
not just
airspace?
every other
An
country.
ICBM?
I am air bursting our cities too.
Yeah, but how are you going to
Everybody
how are you going to
is
get
doing
cocaine into
coke.
China? Are you going to do an ICBM coke burst bomb?
Yeah.
I think they would.
Coke.
I think they would be more with it than you think.
I highly
I'm
doubt that.
guessing
They
that-
execute people that fucking bring any kind of
Well,
drugs in
worst
and
case
outside of the border.
scenario, Worst case scenario, they catch their own people doing coke. They kill them. Problem solved. Hands
So
clean.
then, yeah, they
killed
kill off their own
themselves.
people.
What do you
Okay.
do? There we go. See? Yeah, full circle, right? Everybody does cocaine for like a whole 4 years straight, and then I take it away. And here's the other part of this I forgot to bring up. Every other drug, illegal.
Fuck you.
Everything else is illegal, right? Except
you.
cocaine.
I kind of like that.
Except cocaine, right?
You know,
You
what's
can
funny-
drink. Alcohol's fine, but only cocaine. That's
a good
it.
combo. You know, my
That's
dealer.
it.
Dude, also
That's
get rid of
it's-
nicotine
It's
and
cheap.
sugar.
It's cheap. It's super affordable. I'm talking ounces for like nothing. You could almost go and get that shit for almost free. Your insurance is paying for cocaine. Like I'm talking cheap, right?
Yeah.
I want everybody that's over the age of 18 to be consuming cocaine.
What do you mean over the age of 18?
For our country. You got to set some
Okay.
limit because people can't grasp the idea of kids doing cocaine.
Well, I mean, eventually you could
Yeah,
sink it in
we'll
their
figure it out.
mind that like you could pay off the
figure it out.
FDA.
Right. That's what the last 2 years
Okay.
is for. This is initial launch, right? I'll be like,
Yeah.
hey, man, adult, because let's be real, like your average college student probably going to be on board for free coke. Probably,
Yeah.
right? Your average, really, it's coke. Like a lot of people aren't going to have a fucking
Coke.
problem with it, and you ain't paying for it. If you are, it's almost next to nothing.
You're creating 1930s Germany, except instead of
Right.
meth,
So,
Coke.
and instead of going to war with these companies in South America, we're funding them. We're making more jobs. We're talking more farms. The distribution isn't beat down. It's beefed up. We're helping, right? And we're doing this for the first presidency. The second one, we're taking all of it away. Coke's illegal. No coke.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring back weed and nicotine and let them have that. But you know it's not going to be enough. They're going to want coke. They're going to need coke. Think about it. Who gave them that much coke? Who gave them coke for free?
How are you going
I
to
did.
justify taking it away from them? Are you only going to give it to like certain people?
No.
You should.
They're going to need me to get their coke back.
Yeah.
They're going to need me.
Third
They're
pillar.
going to need me because I was the one that gave them the coke. They can't get it. They need me. And that's how I stay in power.
We'll do that, but also
If
have
there's
like
no
a
me,
social
there's no
credit
coke.
system where if you're low enough, you don't get your coke.
There's no me. There's no coke. Well, I would leave stuff like that to. Sure, Nocam, you can handle day-to-day specifics on who gets coke and who doesn't.
You did
Right.
not get coke.
Sure, there
Move
you go.
along. No, please.
But you can't be. You got to make sure that everybody at least gets a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but people with good social credit get more coke.
Okay.
Everybody gets a little bit at least. You know,
To kind of feel the addiction here and there.
but like, you know, get them. This is the same thing as like people like, oh, I'm gonna sneak nicotine or something into my clothes so he gets addicted to the way I smell or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. Right?
Yeah, I
They're
get
getting
that.
addicted to the idea of me in office, but they're not realizing it up front. They're like, I need coke. And they're like, well, fuck, who gave me more coke than I knew what to
Yeah.
do with? This man. Where can I get coke from him? I want him to be in charge until they won't even think about it until they're like, I get coke with him. I want coke
Yeah,
forever.
what is that called? Like it's like a syndrome where you start liking your
Dependency.
captor.
It's like, yeah, it's a
Stockholm
psychological.
syndrome. Yeah, for an entire country.
Yeah, for the
For the
world.
whole-
For
Yeah,
the
that's
world.
right.
You know, this
This
is
is
perfect.
this
timing.
isn't my plan to be president. This is my plan to rule the world.
Yeah,
It's my
United States of the world.
It's my cocaine dependency plan.
This is perfect
Oh.
timing because my dealer just hit me up and he's saying that he's getting coke soon.
That's
so this is
insane.
perfect.
I'm talking the world wouldn't need to fight, right? They wouldn't need to fight. Because they're like, oh, if I fight, Nocam's not gonna let me have cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
And I need that shit. So they're like, if I'm a good boy, I get cocaine. Right? That whole thing with like Mexico and all that cutting people's heads off and shit, the cartels going crazy, not a problem. I'm paying all of them the same amount for their coke. It's great. People don't like, yes, this is a joke, but like people aren't understanding that thinking like that, like so fucking outlandish. Like you realize how many worldwide problems that's solving? Like really, people aren't eating as much because they're on coke.
Yeah,
People aren't
their
obese;
nose,
they're on
their,
coke.
their nose just kind of
People,
burns, but you know.
yeah, like you know.
So I got a question. Have you ever tried this yourself?
No, I haven't.
Damn,
And
you're missing out.
that's the funny part.
You're missing out.
When I pitched this to the guys that I used to work with, that was kind of the funny thing is I was making this entire pitching this whole thing, and I was like, and I've never even done coke once.
Yeah, so you'll be at the top. You'll be the only one not addicted. Like you'll be at UN meetings and shit. They all have like
No. In that case, no. That's I'm talking about like as of now. I haven't done
well,
coke.
yeah.
I can't lead from the back on this. I got to do
Nah, I
coke
think it
too.
would be funnier though if you like you
I'm
weren't addicted.
I'm ripping lines off the podium before I do the inaugural address.
I mean, to make it look
before I do
cool,
the State of
maybe.
the Union address.
Maybe to
You
regulate
know,
it or like making it look normal.
I gotta rip lines and stuff. You know. I can't lead. Yeah, I can't lead from the back. I can't be like y'all do coke.
I
but
just think it would be
that
great if
shit
you're at like
then."
a UN meeting or like a meeting with a bunch of like representatives of other countries, and they're all like they snort their own
Oh.
lines, and you're just sitting there with your arms crossed. So can we start yet?
Well, yeah, there's a whole thing to it. You know, if we're going to a meeting like that, they're getting a free bag of coke on their
Yeah.
seat. It's there for them when they get. It's like walking into a hotel and the bed's made. You got cocaine there. You did that for me? Gee, thanks, man. This is gonna be a great meeting. You know how productive it would be? People would want to get done so fucking quick so they can go do more coke. There would be no government shutdown. They get shit solved in 30 minutes. Hey guys, if we fucking figure this gas problem out, I'll give you more coke. They're like, well, fuck it. Gas is $1.50 everywhere. Problem solved. Who gives a shit, right? People aren't complaining about how much they're getting paid. They ain't gotta eat. Gas is $1.50. Housing is shit because the houses are fucked up.
Yeah. I got some
Well,
connects. I'll get you in the White House. I'll get you to talk to Trump about this idea.
Wouldn't that be fucking insane? If you like, could you imagine like in the most wildest of dreams, I'm actually standing up there doing the inauguration because I pitched this insane cocaine deal idea, and everybody went for it. They're like, "No, fuck it." That's how you know the country really fucking went
Yeah.
downhill. They let my psycho ass take control. I can't be drinking the rest of this. This stuff's really nice that he made, but it's so good.
I bet.
I'm still, man, it's good.
No, it just
Anyways,
reminded me of
enough about my cocaine empire
it
here.
just reminds me of a proposal back in the 1860s. You know, they proposed to name the United States of the Earth instead of America.
That's ambitious. I'm not talking about changing any names of countries because that makes people upset. I'm just talking about controlling their day-to-day
But
life
eventually you start like changing
uh,
some things up.
through and you couldn't even call it a controlled substance because it would be uncontrolled. It's not controlled.
We'll just put a nummy in front of that.
Well, they don't. People don't really like think it is,
Instead
but
of
it is.
uncontrolled, it's just
And
nummy.
it's controlled in the sense that it's controlled to the point that everybody
Yeah.
gets it. People would be so fucking. Oh, you know what? And I could even do this. I could even do this, right? I'll be like, hey, for everybody that doesn't want to work, right? I'll be like, if you get a job, along with whatever you get paid, you get Coke. Now we've got people looking for jobs. I'll be like, hey, employers, the more people you hire, the more Coke we'll give you.
Hey,
Holy shit, we're solving problems
Yeah.
right now.
Are you drunk?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I wish I was. I need to drink pretty much everything else that's in this
That's why.
before I get
That's
drunk.
why I needed to stop.
Yeah, it's getting bad, man. I ever since I parked my car in the driveway here, I've been drinking.
Damn.
So I don't get drunk. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. That's yeah. I'm just trying to do it like socially
Best
now.
case scenario, I get a buzz, but I don't get drunk.
Yeah, because I drank at the Thanksgiving. I had a couple bottles of Land Shark. I had like 2 IPAs, some a little bit of wine during dinner.
Yeah.
That I felt almost nothing. It was bad.
Speaking of, this will kind of go into two things, and sorry to do your guys' job for you, but I was reading this and I was interested. One of them's kind of a self-centered interest. Tracy's travel trips for the holidays.
Okay.
Travel tips.
That could have been a fun bit you could have done for during our break.
During the break?
Yeah.
Dang. Are you talking like as a fad?
It would be like after the fad, but it could be like a separate thing during a break.
Oh well. Real plain and simple, right? If you're taking road trips, avoid lot lizards. If you don't know what a lot lizard is, if you go to a truck stop and a female's randomly super interested in you, lot lizard. Stay away from her. She's not clean, right? Lock your doors. When I was taking the road trip, I noticed this. I don't understand. Sorry, went down the wrong tube. I don't understand why people are so trusting of people. Lock your damn. I went to this. We went to this hotel in the middle of nowhere in Nebraska, and none of the doors were locked in any of the cars there.
ooh, how'd you find out?
Well, how do you think? I walked by and I was like, no way, it's not locked. And then I started grabbing door handles. I didn't touch anything inside the cars, but I was like, that's insane.
Oh,
I
you
don't
got
care. I don't
fucking-
care. I don't care if I'm parked in my damn driveway. I don't care if my car's in a storage. I'm locking the doors. I don't care. My car could be empty. My car could be on cinder blocks already. I'm still locking the doors. I don't understand why people trust people. People murder people. I was like,
Yeah.
what do you think's keeping them from stealing your fucking center console out of your car? It's like, do you not understand what meth heads do? They'll rip all the fucking wires out of your dash before you even notice. It's insane. And you're in the middle of nowhere, somewhere you haven't been before. However, God knows how far you are from where you're supposed to be. With however much money you may or may not have, and you're just trusting some people you've never met to keep your car safe in a parking lot with no cameras? Blows my mind. So, anyone listening, if you're traveling for the holidays and you're driving your own car, make sure you check your oil, check your tires, check your tire pressure, and lock your doors. Too many bald tires, too much low tire pressure.
Oh, check your brakes
You know,
too.
don't do
No.
it for you. Do it for everybody else around you. Sure, you're going to kill yourself, but nobody loves you. You're not going to be missed. Don't kill somebody else because you're too lazy to check your brakes.
I don't know how to do that.
That's from Miyamoto.
I don't know how to check
If
my
you
brake.
if you don't know how to check your brakes, I'm glad you brought it up, right?
Thank you, Miyamoto.
General rule of thumb, right? You're going to look inside your wheel, you can see your brakes. If you don't know what brakes look like, Google it. You'll see what a brake pad looks like. You want it to be no less than 2/4 thick before you take a serious road trip.
What does that mean?
2/4.
What does that
Take
mean?
2/4 and stack them on top of each other and hold it up next to the brake pad. You'll
I'm
be able to know
European. I'm European.
whatever standard 1/8 of an inch or 2 millimeter thick coin that you would have.
What do they use? Pence?
No,
use
it's
stones.
fine because they hit them with the metric and the
Yeah.
standard, so they can get fucked. Two
I mean,
millimeters thick. Anything lower than 2 to 3 millimeters thick, and you shouldn't be taking a serious
Okay,
road
no one's
trip.
gonna be listening
For
from
those
Russia
that
or
speak-
like fucking Europe anywhere.
I don't care.
I'm
Right.
European. I only
If
understand
somebody wants to be a holier than thou, I use the metric system. Blow me, right? You can enjoy your fucking 8 millimeter dick, right? That's fine. Brake pads. Also, I saw this a lot, and I don't understand why it's a thing. And I'm going to say this very slowly so that people can understand it. If it's hard to see the road and it's dark out, it's because you didn't turn your goddamn headlights on. I saw people driving at 2:30 in the morning with no headlights on.
the fuck.
And it's not because they were out, it's because they didn't turn them on at all. There were no marker lights, there were no tail lights, there were no running lights. They just didn't turn them on.
Yeah, but it's a manual.
all.
You know, they had to manually turn the lights on, so they forgot.
It doesn't fucking matter.
I don't
like
know
I
how you
said.
forget that.
It's like I said, I don't care if you kill yourself. Don't kill everybody else around you because you're stupid. Nobody loves you. If you get ejected and smeared across the highway, that's your fucking problem. Don't kill me because you're retarded. Sorry. Bothers me.
No, that's good.
Bothers me so much. I was driving through Iowa and I saw a I can't even tell what the fuck the car was anymore. It had some like children's toys in the back and stuff, smashed flat, right? Completely flattened, like probably as thick as
Quarter.
a kicker box.
Yeah.
About that thick, because a semi tipped it. A semi ended up, we were driving down right like the normal side of the road. This semi ended up upside down facing the wrong way and in a ditch on top of this car.
Jesus Christ.
So I got curious, I looked it up. Apparently, the car was driving without headlights
Yeah.
on. Cut the truck off, the truck swerved, ended up backwards, flipped, crushed the car, drug it off the highway and in the ditch, and it killed the 4 people in the car, 2 children, and the truck driver and the truck driver's wife.
Christ. See, when I was driving,
Because they didn't want to turn their headlights on.
see, when I was driving down, it was the opposite. I mean, there's a guy who had his brights on behind us the whole time.
That's the kind of people I always run into is the people that don't turn their brights
And then
on.
I tried using my brights on them once that I got behind them, like just like a little flash, like to let them know. And he just, I don't know if they just don't have like, you know, any awareness around them at all, or if they just didn't care. Like, I need to see. I need my brights on.
Yeah. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
people like that. Well, if I don't have my brights on, then how am I gonna
That's
see?
stupid.
Open your fucking eyes. And another thing, a lot of people don't do, when you stop at a gas station to clean off your windshield because it's muddy, you should wipe off your headlights too.
That could be good, especially if you're like
Also,
in winter conditions.
for anybody that's curious, right? I'm a bit of a nut when I do stuff. Uh, if you're driving the northern end of the United States cross country trip, when I say northern end, I'm talking I-80 through I-84 onto. Uh, the average price of gas, you're looking at about $2.56 a gallon for unleaded, regular unleaded gas. Not a bad average, in my opinion.
I mean, that sounds
Yeah,
I don't
horrible
think
like
that's
4
too bad.
years ago, but that's pretty good.
Nowadays, not
Yeah.
too bad, right? West Virginia, don't know what the fuck you're thinking, charging $3.59 a gallon.
Yeah.
That's a you thing. You brought the average up, so fuck you guys for that. But
They probably don't have a whole lot of oil refineries on that part of the West Coast, so they have to import all their gasoline. I mean,
yeah,
that's why kind of like northern states, average, they can afford gasoline a bit cheaper because there's a lot more flat land for infrastructure and the amount of corn we use to make the alcohol.
What?
oh yeah.
That's just a stupid answer.
Fuck
No,
you, bitch.
I'm joking. I just
I feel
wanted to
like
instigate.
I feel like it's fairly reasonable. But in case anybody was curious, if anybody was listening and they were curious what their road trip was going to cost them,
That's kind of cool.
the average about 2.56 or so for a gallon of gas across the board.
Yeah, if they ever,
Obviously, you have your highs and lows, but
if they're driving from one side of the country to the other for the holidays, which would be insane. But I mean, good luck to you.
People do it. People do it. Be careful in Wisconsin. The weather changes on a
And
dime.
Chicago's nearby.
Roads will be clear and it'll be fucking white out. Chicago didn't go through there. Thank God. Don't need that.
Yeah,
I don't think Chicago should be a legal city.
it's my kind of
It should be a
town.
fucking crime to exist over there. I don't think you would make it in Chicago.
It's my kind
to
of
be honest,
town.
now, Cam.
Chicago is.
Chicago, Illinois?
Yeah, it's
Or
my
is there a
kind
different
of
Chicago I'm
town.
not aware of?
Chicago is.
Okay.
Block would
Oh,
chew you up.
Block.
All right,
Oh my god.
He wouldn't. Lil Bro wouldn't make it to O Block. He
Yeah.
wouldn't even make it.
Bro
over
wouldn't
there.
even make it to A Block.
He'd be walking down Central, get stabbed the fuck up because he sneezed.
Excuse me, do you guys know the direction?
That's it. They wouldn't even ask you for your
Yeah.
chain or your watch. You'd be a fucking corpse and they just take it from you.
Yeah, whoever I'm with, they just see my
Shout out to-
skeleton. They pulled everything else off.
Shout out to Chicago for having such a city-wise high gross income, but for some reason having all that damn crime for no reason. Maybe if some of those, I'm not going to say the phrasing, but maybe if you young folk, we'll call them, would open up a book and get a real job, you might lower the crime rate a little bit.
Detroit.
Well, that's just a complete mischaracterization of the situation. As someone who's been to the suburbs of Chicago, you completely missed the point. But
Explain.
Me?
I was in Juliet. I'm making shit up. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's. Look, people do what's easiest. All right, the best way to afford the security of the life that they want. If it's crime, it's gonna be crime. If it's working Walmart, it's gonna be working Walmart.
I can't imagine shooting someone in the street being very easy to do.
No, it gets easy. Anything gets easy if you do it enough.
And that's why I masturbate in traffic.
Yeah, it got really
Yeah, it
easy.
gets
huh?
easier.
It was easy the first time. Man, it's just kind of fun after that.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of traffic, looks like you guys have something. I kind of got ahead of myself and I started looking it up, and I kind of find it corny, but it's funny. This is Traffic Cone Historical Preservation Society thing.
I hope this program gets cut
Why?
because read the name and tell me if you think it deserves $5 fucking.
How much money are we giving
Traffic
it?
Cone Preservation Society. Until the late 20th century, traffic cones were not thought worthy of scientific study.
Scientific stuff.
It is the society's mission to counteract these centuries of neglect. By preserving and studying these helpers of humanity, we hope to allow future generations the opportunity to enjoy these magnificent creatures in their natural habitats.
What?
Right? I went to the fucking website.
These are creatures?
It has a field guide for these traffic cones. You've got orange cone, blue cone, leper's blackfoot, Esther's cone, giant cone of Madagascar, northern petal cone, lesser striped cone, wiffle cone, bumble cone, purple pylon, greater rufous, dwarf cone, Swiss hatted cone, French cone. We're talking, it's got stats, average heights, range. It's got a description on these cones, man. It's got the evolution of cones. It's got a history of cones.
Apparently, their budget is $50 million a year. 50 million.
They have a list of the first 300 members of their society. David Grimm, what the fuck were you thinking?
So what, like the government's just
donated-
like
how much
funding
did you
this
spend on
random
membership?
organization? And if so, are there other historical societies they're funding?
Probably. I don't know. I'm trying to. So the whole thing why I saw this was I saw a TikTok programs that Doge should cut, but I can't find like actual funding information.
Yeah, because it's probably fake.
This
Well,
has
maybe
to
it's
be a
not.
fucking joke, right? This has to be a joke.
No,
This is a real thing, but I don't know if it's funded by the government. I mean, it's either funded by the government or it's funded by a state. Either way.
It is easy to join the Traffic Cone Preservation Society. The instructions are simple. Declare out loud, I am a member of the Traffic Cone Preservation Society. Print out an optional membership card. Congratulations, you are an official member.
yeah, the government's not funding this. You just made fun of me earlier because I saw a different TikTok video I wanted to talk about.
You have proof that they're not funding this?
Yeah, prove that they are.
I'm asking you, all right? Do you have proof that
Yeah,
they're
but
not?
the fact that it's
Oh,
so stupid that there's no way that they are. In memory of Bubba. Oh my god. In loving memory of Bubba. My family never
I clicked on that too. Oh,
My family
1987 to 1996.
My family never considered adopting a cone until we met Bubba. We were in the hardware store looking for a nail gun when something bright caught our eye. There Bubba was, a shining orange bundle of joy, just waiting for a loving home. Instantly, nails were forgotten, and the charming orange cone came home instead. There were few things more delightful than seeing Bubba waiting in the window for us to come home, or protecting the children from minor household threats. Bubba
household
Bubba might have grown less vibrant orange with age, but he kept his blithe and spunky spirit until the end. We miss Bubba. He was a great friend and a loyal companion to us all. The fuck happened to that guy? Bubba the traffic
probably
cone.
got hit by a fucking car.
He got ran over.
You know, me and my brother used to snatch those off the highway. If we saw a cone we didn't have yet, we
You
take it.
stole one of those creatures for your own?
Didn't steal. We just relocated.
You adopted
Even
one.
if even if the traffic cone thing is bullshit, which is possible.
Very
but I
possible.
won't say it's for
This is legitimate. Like, they are funding this.
There was another one that I just sent a link to about giving cocaine. Okay, so this was back in 2012. The government could save $175,000 by eliminating a study of the connection between cocaine and risky sex habits of Japanese quail. When asked for a source, the person showed us that in January of 2011, the National Institute of Health (NIH), which is a government-funded agency, awarded a $175,000 grant to the University of Kentucky psychology professor for an enhancement of sexual motivation
Okay, holy
project.
shit! I just want to say, like,
This
in
was
this,
back
in the middle of the article, it says UFO shot down by U.S. fighter jet. I thought that was like a quail that they were locking onto. I was like, damn, bro. So you really need all that just to study it?
There has been times where the government has spent tremendous, what I would say, tremendous amounts of money are when it comes to a government, not really, but to me, tremendous amounts on bullshit like this. It doesn't mean it's fucking everywhere and that everything needs to be cut, but like you can get rid of this shit. All right.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, if they were actually are funding the Traffic Cone Preservation Society, I want them to keep funding that.
Fuck you.
Have you not listened to what happened to Bubba? All right.
I don't give a shit about who Bubba is. Bubba can go fucking die. I don't care.
Bubba did die. Okay,
Good.
rest in
End of
peace.
story.
Okay.
Cones make wonderful
Yeah,
pets. They're great with small children and highly durable. We have 3 cones at home, an orange cone, and 2 wiffle cones. And they are a constant joy. Were to get a cone.
Bitch,
Your
caffeine
kids,
harder?
your kids are infinitely safer around cones
Okay.
than they are with
You
George
got to
Floyd's
listen to this
corpse.
now because, you know, you're talking about it a little bit. Cones can be adopted at all good hardware stores. It is not recommended that you obtain cones from the wild. Many species are endangered, and removing them from their natural habitats and duties could threaten their survival. When choosing a cone, make sure it has a healthy, shiny coat, sturdy foot, and a curious nature. Research to see what type of cone would best suit your needs. Some cones grow quite large. It would not be suitable for apartment living. This is a fascinating website. Thank you for taking us to this. I don't, I don't even care about the government programs at this point. I think this is just
In case you were wondering, have you ever seen the I don't want to miss speciated cone here. So let me see if I can find the field guide here for the cones. It doesn't appear that they'd have the specific species of cone. However, I would say that if I had to pick one, it's most resembling of the northern petal cone. Um, although they tend to stand about 4 feet rather than 2. Uh, you'll see a lot of times that those cones they're rather skinny too. Um, they have a light on the top. I had borrowed one of those lights indefinitely, and they're a lot brighter than you'd think that they would be. And they also run off of a D battery, which is extremely inconvenient.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we found out that not because we had to pay it, but it's like a over here. I think it was $150,000 fine for misplacing one of those cones and their
Yeah.
light. They'll never find the light. We lost it. Obviously, that's why it's not with the cone anymore. But I think, at least over here in Idaho, the most standard species of cone would be the lesser striped cone. This is what
Yeah.
I've seen probably the most of. You don't really see Conus wifilis or wiffle cones, if you will, um, unless they're around. I see them at a lot of sporting events.
I'm not clicking on your virus link shit.
Okay, so I found this must be another part of government funding, right? Cone Liberation Organization, and one of the links there is the evils of autocross, and it's talking about how it's a serious threat of the cone's population. In this quote unquote sport, cones are forced to stand in rows through which speeding automobiles pass.
Although autocross drivers are penalized for hitting cones, many of our orange friends are maimed accidentally. Occasionally, cones are even hit and dragged for long distances beneath a speeding car. This reckless behavior has resulted in the death and dismemberment of many innocent and trusting
Dude, I want to be
cones.
part of the CLO organization.
Is this a CIA
Yes, sir.
psyop? Is that what this is?
Someone having fun.
Like low-hanging
And then
fruit?
at the bottom it says, for more information about traffic cones, go to the Traffic Cone Preservation Society. Cone atrocities across the web.
Jesus
This
Whoa.
site makes a game out of cone abuse. Oh, the page isn't found. Dang it.
The internet contains many
there we
sites
go.
that feature cone exploitation.
Cone crusher.
However, some sites go so far as to actively encourage cruelty towards cones. One of these sites actually sells a device called the Cone Crusher. Yeah, what the fuck?
Introducing the Nordberg HPE series cone crushers.
This is what the fuck. I love this.
I'm looking at it and I can't see what the legitimate
Well, what would you use a
application for
cone
this
crusher
cone
for?
It looks like it's for mining purposes, but I still have yet to see like a definition.
No, it'd be
of what
funny
it's
if this
for.
is just like a giant ass hydraulic machine dedicated to just destroying cones for no reason.
crushing,
just-
crushing
Yeah.
cones.
I think I'm just curious how the fucking TikTok video that I saw that clued me in on this shit, like how they're coming up with their conclusions that this is government funded, because I can't find anything as far as like this is getting government money.
A cone crusher is a compression type of machine that reduces material by squeezing or compressing the feed material. So it's just like it's just, it's for rock crushing and shit. But it has a cone design.
All right, I feel like
Okay, all right. I did a little bit more digging.
Okay.
This might interest you. Okay, so it wasn't very hard to find it. Right? It's pretty straightforward. Anyways, the creator of the website for the cone stuff is allegedly a lady named Amy Winfrey. Right? She has a website called amywinfrey.com. You click on it, and she gives this little bio that says, "Hello, I'm the creator of an animated television series, Making Friends, and of the web cartoons Muffin Films, Big Bunny, and more. I got my start in the animation industry animating on the first season of Comedy Central's South Park. I was a director for all 6 seasons of Netflix's BoJack Horseman, and recently I spent several years as a supervising producer at Warner Bros." And then she drops a link to her TikTok and YouTube. Apparently, she made the website.
No, Amy
cones.
Winfrey?
It says that it's the creator of the website.
Where does it say that? Oh yeah, literally on the website. And then on Wikipedia, amywinfrey.com.
Okay. At makingfriends.com. In a UCLA class, Amy made a website dedicated to the appreciation and preservation of traffic cones. She was surprised at how many visitors came to her website.
Yeah, so it was like it was
Fuck
made in the
you.
90s.
Fuck you for that. I had faith. Fuck you.
You had faith that what?
That's lame. I wanted to become a supporter of the Traffic Cone Preservation
You actually
Society,
can.
and it's horseshit.
Most organizations were, can be fake anyway.
You know what? You know what? No. It's okay. I'm gonna do this. I will do it on here for
Evolution?
see.
Holy shit, they have a whole evolution page.
I am a member of the Traffic Cone Preservation Society. And now I gotta print out my membership card.
Are you actually gonna print it out?
I will. I just gotta get access to a printer. I am officially a member of the Traffic Cone Preservation
Damn.
Society.
Here's the list of the first 300 members of our organization. Damn.
Why don't you join, Nocam? I thought you were so moved by Bubba's
Well, I am, but I
story.
don't have a fucking printer in my possession. So.
But you don't have to do that. It said it was optional. They said the only mandatory thing that you had to do was make a statement.
Shit. I am a member of the Traffic Cone Preservation Society. There.
Congratulations, Nocam, for joining the society. This is a very monumentous moment.
Would
for
anyone
us.
else like to join?
No,
Why not?
I think I'm done talking about fucking traffic.
I think this is a great topic. This is.
I think this was the most boring fucking topic this entire episode.
I think he's just upset that he's not on the
Yeah.
inside.
I don't give a fuck about your stupid little boy club. All right.
This is not a boy club.
It's not a boy club. This is about managing the flow of traffic and fair treatment for traffic cones.
And it was actually made by a female.
Right. So I am being equal opportunity.
Yes.
An equal opportunist, actually.
And the fucking KGB set this landmine 20 decades ago, and you two fuckheads fell for it. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
You fell for fucking a TikTok video saying this was funded by the government.
You never would have found out about this prestigious organization.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you for this derail.
Oh, you know what? You know what the thing was? It was a trick.
Was it?
He's already a member. He just didn't want to admit it until.
Yeah, he told us he already declared himself.
It was a trick. It was a trick to get us to join the society.
I'm commenting on this guy's video. I'm asking him for a source. I need him to give me the fucking.
Okay. Molly, would you
Drop
like
the
to be a
link.
member of the Traffic Cone Preservation Society?
You know what? I'm going to put this out there into my I think this needs more attention. I'm going to put it in my family group chat. It's serious.
Okay, most of these accounts on this fucking video, this is dead internet shit. Do not sound like real names looking at the comments. Sounds like covers to fund covert actions. Okay. Alright, whatever. I fell for some misinformation. Fucking sue me. Yeah. I think we're done. I don't want to talk about traffic cones anymore.
I sent it into my family group chat and I said, do me a favor and please get a membership for this.
You guys are a part of a fucking cult.
We were already in a cult, man.
Yeah, but now you're in like a real cult. This is one of the obscure.
I joined 3 different cults. The organization I'm in, the organization in the organization I'm in, and the group within the organization that I'm in. And that sounds vague, but I know that Nocam gets it.
Those are all like top of the iceberg cults, alright? Everyone knows about those.
You know what is isn't a tip of the iceberg cult?
What?
Map supporting.